Russ Martin Show.
Question. You, Mark Davis, yourself, would you ever allow your daughter to see you hug a nigga?
I beg your pardon? Wow. I would suggest that she probably has seen me hug people of various colors. What in the world is the source material for that odd question?
The children, they watch what we do.
Right.
And, I mean, if she is allowed to see you hug a nigga, then it becomes a whole nigga-loving world.
That's an odd bit of phraseology. My first thought is that my first job is to not phrase it that way. My second job is to not look at it that way. And the third point I'd make, taking seriously what is obviously not intended seriously, but I will anyway, is that just because I might show affection to people of all colors, shapes, and sizes, that does not necessarily indicate advocacy for her to go find the black boyfriend. And we'll make that a topic for another day.
The hell is that?
It's 11:28 on News Talk 820 WBA.
Wow. See if you can get him on the phone. I'll ask him after the break. It's all right to hug one.
Yeah. Back to the Russ Martin Show.
Just don't take one home. And if you do take one home, stop by this place first.
This portion of the Russ Martin Show is brought to you by DFW Gun Range and Training Center.
Hi, Janet.
Hi, Russ. Any guesses?
Say it again.
Any guesses? Did you see the promo for the feast tonight?
No, somebody told me it was on weight loss.
Yeah, it is on weight loss.
Well, that's all I know.
Oh, okay.
What ran in the promo?
Well, you have to see the pictures. I thought you were gonna see it and try to expose my sexual assignment.
Sweetie, I got a bunch of stuff to do. I can't sit there and wait for promos to run on Channel 5.
You're right.
8, and whatever.
You're right. You're right. It does have to do with weight loss, though. It does. It's not a diet, though. Not a diet.
What is it?
To get more willpower.
And?
Well, you have to watch it to find out what it is now.
You know, I remember you
I'm not
pitching.
going to give it away to you now.
I remember you pitching it to Debbie and who was on the new news today?
Michael.
Michael Ray, yeah. I remember you pitching it, but I never saw any of the video. Because Debbie says she has problems with willpower. Which totally floored me.
Go ahead. Okay, according to 3 Canadian researchers, all who happen to be male, by the way, they think men think about 4% faster than women do.
We do. That's why they get hit.
No. What? What did that mean?
Well, I mean, if they're swinging on us.
No. They tested this by studying.
I know how they tested it.
No. But no, that's not how they did it. At the speed at which a male and female brain transmit nerve impulses, and they found that men are slightly faster. And they already...
Yeah. You know how they tested the impulses?
No.
They got a stopwatch, and they timed it from point of impact to ouch. No. Hi, Bailey.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
I came in yesterday and you looked at me.
Say it again?
I came in yesterday and showed you my boobs.
Yes?
And I wanted to know if I could go on a date with you.
No.
Oh, come on.
No, you wouldn't get naked. You came in, you just showed us bra.
No, I didn't. You said I couldn't get naked.
I said I didn't want to see it. You were supposed to come in and just immediately take your top off, and I was going to have to sit there and negotiate with you.
Do you want me to come over again so I can show you?
No.
You don't want to see?
No, you're a little chunky.
That's all.
She is.
Well, no, just be nice.
Oh. No, I can't. You're too hot.
Okay.
Bye.
Much better.
Hi, Suzanne.
Hi.
What?
You complain about the way that your date behaves. You're talking about her screaming about the bunny and playing with knobs in the car. And maybe if you dated women, you wouldn't behave that way instead of dating children.
I don't date children.
You date 20-year-olds.
25.
Still a child compared to you.
It is compared to you. Mm-hmm. I've dated older women. All of you have the same problem. Why not go for one that looks good?
Uh-huh. Is that all you think you can get is young 20-year-olds?
Yes, and it's certainly a pain I'll have to live with.
The Russ Martin Show.
Do we have a what?
You know, like those big, tall tube firework things, like you set it off and it like goes off for minutes. Or
like the variety.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, because they were showing it was a safety display on what not to do, but they put this melon on top of one of those things and it blew the crap out of it.
They did that as a deterrent?
It shows you what bad things can happen. They also knocked somebody's head off with something, but I don't know what they were shooting.
It was a dummy. It wasn't actually somebody's head.
Yeah. Well, Trey's still trying to get the cadaver up here by Friday.
I don't think we can do any damage to the cadaver. What's the tie-in there?
Is that right?
Yeah, we'll be all right.
We're going to lose our deposit?
Mm-hmm. We have a deposit on a cadaver.
There's certain things that we had to promise to do and not to do.
I understand.
If the cadaver went back in any way that it was otherwise delivered, we'd have to pay.
This is insane.
Why?
We have a real cadaver coming up here.
Maybe.
And now somehow, in your mind, you've tied in fireworks to it. I don't know what you've done.
That's a perfect safety demonstration to show what fireworks would actually do to a real human. And with a cadaver, we got plenty of launching holes.
Yes, we do.
That's a great visual.
That one's the best.
Well, let me know if you want something by Friday, because I'm sure the stands are open by now, and I know where one is.
Well, we still had an assload of
we have a lot of little stuff.
Fireworks stored at another location.
Stored at another location.
With the golf clubs and the kayak. Stupid car. Don't we have some stuff left? I don't know about the canister one.
We don't have. I don't believe we have one of those.
I think we're out of chasers.
Oh. Well, that explains the influx.
Yeah. I just don't want to be here right now.
I got the email from Dan. I didn't get a chance to listen to it. What's the Mark Davis thing? Is this something has everybody else heard it? Is this something I want to go with now or save till later in the show?
You can go with it now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
nothing
fantastic.
Right.
But it's interesting that he would reference you in this light.
What is it, Dan?
I was going to also throw out Chloe was giggling because when I was told about it, I pulled it up and listened to it, and he was in the office, so we got a chuckle.
And Trey, you've heard this?
No, I have not.
JD, it's on your flash?
Yes.
Hang on, I'll find it.
And I give Mark Davis credit. He's not typically one of those guys that you expect to be surprised by. You can usually have a pretty solid idea of where he's going, what angle he's taking.
Right.
But he really pulls this out of nowhere.
Okay. You want to hear the Trey boom cannon thing really quick?
Yeah.
I just found it on the flash drive.
That's probably one of my favorite sound clips of the year. so far. It's not Friday yet, but...
Also, Trey said we may have 3 more cannons coming.
Oh, my God.
So Friday, if we time it right for the 4th of July,
right,
we could do a 21 gun.
Mm-hmm.
That's sweet.
Oh, my God.
Gonna be some quick loading, unloading.
Yeah, I've never done it. How quick is it, Trey, to pull one of those out and reset?
With some practice, you can do it real quick.
Okay, because it's just a shotgun shell, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A blank.
A blank, correct.
It's very exciting. Are these loaners, or we get to keep these, or I got to buy them?
They're loaners. I don't think we'll be able to keep any of them.
All right.
I mean, you could buy another one if you'd like, but...
Those retail for what? Is it 5?
5.
Closer to 6.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it was like...
Is that for the same model that we have?
Yes, because that's almost the base model. They get more expensive from that one.
We don't need anything bigger. We're all right.
There's nothing wrong with having a nickel-plated cannon.
We're okay.
Is that the only difference? I mean, they don't actually get bigger. They're just...
I think they're all...
more colorful.
Yeah, I think they're all pretty much about the same size. The difference being the materials that are used to either do the whole cannon, including the wheels, or just the barrel. And I think one might have like gold-plated wheels or something.
It's nice.
That's what we got's fine.
How long is the barrel on the one we got? About 14 inches?
About 14. It's about right.
And that's, that one looks like they just sawed off the end of a... I can't think of anything that big.
No, I mean, it's custom-made cast iron because, I mean, it's much thicker than a shotgun. And I just remembered, I think I know where we could get one that fires 2.
Double-barrel cannon?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Where do those come from?
I have to call a friend in Austin. There's one in hiding.
Are we going to be stealing this from UT?
No, from an organization associated with UT.
Oh, all right. Hold on a second. Yes, Paul.
Yeah, if I'm in Austin right now and coming back up, do you want me to pick up some fireworks? I can do that for you.
Oh, hang on a second. What do we need?
Chasers.
We need chasers. You know what we mean?
No, I don't. You have to explain that.
Texas Twisters.
Oh, okay.
Whistling chasers.
What I recommend is a Roman candle minigun. You tape about 70 or 80 Roman candles together, light them all up at once, goes off like a minigun.
Yeah. You buy that, or that's something you just made on your own?
Something you just make on your own. You just buy a bunch of Roman candles and just tape them all together.
Okay. Hang on a second, Paul. So what do we need? We'll give
you
a
want
list.
one of those fountain deals? Fountain demonstrations? The problem with that is if it gets out of control and something bad happens, there's no way to stop it.
Dan and I will be here.
Oh, dear God. Y'all are not firemen. Quit it.
Up yours were your first responders.
Yeah, and you know, really, and this has always been my motto with police and fire, as far as, you know, they always wonder why the show's always shown almost understandable support. Mm-hmm. It's because they're our first responders. It would be stupid to treat them in any other fashion.
Absolutely.
Same thing with Dan and me.
Oh, dear God, you're not
Insult
trained.
us and see how fast we put out the next fire in your trunk.
Or you.
You're my heroes.
I'm not...
Thank you, Trey.
You're just not firemen. You're not trained. You had a dumpster fire that you two let get out of control.
Well, let me ask you something.
What?
Slick.
Yes?
Let's say you're on fire.
I'm okay. I'm on fire. Which around here is very possible.
Fully engulfed.
All right.
Now, are you going to want to wait on Fire Station 47? It's probably at least a minute and a half away. Or would you like to have a couple of people who you deem untrained to try and help a brother out?
Obviously, I would like to have you guys do it immediately versus waiting the minute or two that it would take for the fire department to get here. But that doesn't mean you're firemen.
Well, then what Dan and I will do is while you're fully engulfed in flames,
right,
we'll pop open the handbook. And we'll leaf through until we get to the right point so we don't put you out wrong.
We may have to stop at the marshmallow page, though.
Don't even.
I see flipping through the thing. Dan goes, there, shovel.
Don't hit me with a shovel. That's good for forest fires, but he's close.
He's running towards trees.
I'm going to make a leap of faith here.
Hey, Alfie, tell the guy from Austin to call us back later in the show. We'll have a list for him.
One thing we definitely need as far as fireworks, I can't remember the name of it, but it's one of those, it looks like a wheel, and it's got a bunch of little, almost looks like the M80s inside of it.
Right.
But they shoot out, then they crackle and pop up in the air as well.
That'd be good for breakfast.
It's snap.
Well, all right. We'll get to those then. Where was I going?
Mark Davis.
Oh.
Or actually, you're going to play Trey's Cannon.
Oh, that's right. So many things to do. I can tell that my cramps are gone.
Good. You still drinking the stuff?
I don't think it was the acai berry juice. I think over the past couple of weeks, I've gradually increased my intake of protein.
Okay.
And I think yesterday I overdid it with the protein powder. And because I didn't know what it was, why I was getting the cramps, backed off the acai berry. But after the workout, I had a protein bar. Then I had tuna for lunch and fish throughout the afternoon. So whatever I had initially, everything else I took in protein-wise was just going to compound it.
And you got the scorcher done?
Yes.
Good.
It may not necessarily be just the protein. It could be all the fats you were taking in.
From what?
Everything you're eating, as far as the fish and all the fatty acids that are in the acai stuff as well. Same thing.
I didn't think about the acai. It's just I think I took in too much whey protein powder in the morning with too little water, so it was just a concentrated protein.
Yeah.
Because it was right after that is when my a-hole declared independence.
I understand. And Trey, you're still having the flow?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got a voicemail from Trey, absolutely going to the bathroom, ecstatic, singing to me while he's taking a grunt.
Why is that necessary?
Thank you, Dan.
I understand being regular, but why is it having the runs on a regular basis is something you enjoy?
I'm not really having the runs. I mean, there's a little squishy at times, but just being regular, it's a fantastic feeling.
I guess if you're stopped up on a regular basis and you start going a lot, we said 3 times a day, you're going to feel just cleaner and lighter.
He actually called me twice. I didn't have time to pull the second voicemail. But he said, I'll be calling later when it kicks in again. He's I don't know if he's giddy because he's actually getting something from the berry juice, or he's giddy because he's getting to go crap more, but he sounds like 17-year-old chick getting ready for the prom.
I must hear that.
I'll get to that in a second. Let's listen to this one first. How we doing, Chloe?
We're cool.
Hold on. And,
the accounting got a little confused.
Okay, that ain't it. I'll be with you in a second.
All of the gas.
Okay.
Dan, take this M80. Yeah. Take it out there, light it, and throw it at Trey. Hurry. You there?
Yeah.
What do you got set up?
Huh?
What do you got set up?
Oh, kiwi.
Kiwi?
Yeah.
Not very big. Now, here comes the firework rolling across the concrete.
Tripping lightly, even.
Very serendipitous. Yet stealthy.
What's about to happen?
Here it is.
Maybe the sound clip of the year.
Like I said before, the only disappointing part of this bit is you can't do it again.
No.
Because he's always going to see it coming.
Sure.
It's like when Dan does traffic here in the studio now. He used to face the wall, then call on the phone. Now he faces me, so he sees if I'm going for one of the black cats.
He sees the stuff coming. This never gets old. This Trey audio.
Not very big. These are moments of my life that I savor.
I know. It's attacking somebody, and it was funny as hell, timing-wise.
Especially just the way he got rattled. I guess, would you turn one way or the other? Obviously, you did something and fired off the cannon.
Well, the fire car went off right by me, so I jumped, and I've got that string in my hand. So when I jerked and jumped, then the cannon goes off.
Yeah. Do you want it again?
Yes, please.
Kiwi? Yeah. Not very big. Is somebody kicking the floor at this point?
I'm sure. I don't remember who, but yeah. No, you went
That might have
down.
been me.
You went down on the floor, yeah.
Because I'm kicking my legs at this point.
Trey, did you hear the M80 at all coming? Or
No.
was that a total surprise to you? Okay.
I mean, because
you can hear
Well,
it
on this, you have to point it out.
because the mic's on the laying on the ground. You can hear it. Tick, 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 tick.
Well, and also Trey's solely focused on that cannon.
Yeah. No, it certainly was. One more time.
What do you got set up?
Oh, a kiwi.
Kiwi?
Yeah.
Not very big. Oh, this clip says it's another minute and a half long.
What happened after that? Maybe Trey came in. Didn't Trey end up coming in? And
I don't know.
Maybe the sound clip of the year.
I think Chloe actually made that the ringtone in his phone for a couple of weeks.
What do you get? Is it on the store? Yeah. On the RussMartin.info?
Because it's funny, the first time I played this clip and it went off, Chloe reached down for his phone.
I can't stop it. My hand's stuck.
We're scammers. And normally, I would hit the delay if somebody said GD, but this was just too much in context.
You have to let that one out.
I forget how this plays out. I got to listen to it now. Tape this one just in case. Would you like to return to the golden? All right.
Yeah, I'd like to hear what that sounded like.
Oh, I guess I just play it again. All right.
I do like how you slam your foot on the floor, though. You remind me of Thumper. You're going so fast.
Did I just lay on my back, start
you
kicking
went
my feet?
straight down.
I don't know. I wasn't in here.
Your back. I was.
Oh, let me listen. Yeah. That's what I was doing.
You see the little motor leg going.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
How we doing, Chloe? All right. I'll save Trey's voicemail and the Mark Davis thing.
Yes.
Yeah, said that.
How long is Mark? Was this from the show today?
It was actually from yesterday.
How'd you guys get the audio? Because ABC won't let us play their stuff anymore.
Where do we get it down?
Well, when they stick it on their website, it's pretty much fair game.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Probably not something I would have said. Was it from one of his podcasts?
Yes.
Sure.
Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
I don't know, one of the spots didn't fire off. I hate the delay so nobody heard the dead air, but standing over here, dicking around. Ben looks and goes, "Are you doing a bit?" No, why? You got dead air then.
No reason to get excited.
Is that you on the hotline?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I didn't want to ruin any sort of bit you had planned.
Well, always better to ask.
Exactly.
What do you got?
All right, traffic right now is brought to us by Lone Star Overnight and Bob's Steak and Shop House. I actually have 3 problems in Dallas right now. I'm watching you. 2 problems. 2 of those 3 are on 635. 635 eastbound at Midway. There's an accident. 2 lanes blocked. Your backup is to Luna Road. That's in the HOV and the left lanes. Those 2 are blocked. And, of course, westbound onlookers are taking their sweet time checking it out, so that slows you down on the other side. Also on 635 westbound at Skillman and Audelia, there's an accident. It's right there at the exit. And also in Dallas, I-30, the Tom Landry Highway, eastbound before Walton Walker, there is an accident there. That's blocking the right lane, has you backed up to MacArthur. And one problem in Fort Worth to let you know about. 820 southbound at Randall Mill Road, there's an accident, and that's on the left shoulder. There's your look at traffic. I'm Dan O'Malley on the Russ Martin Show.
Thank you, Dan. All right, Montague County has a severe thunderstorm warning for about another 15 minutes. It's up to our north and west. More storms developing to our west this afternoon. We have 77 for the low, upper 90s the rest of the week, 94 now at Live 105.3.
All right, we got the Mark Davis audio. I got Trey's voicemail. I got a call from Ludwig on the voicemail. You guys pick where you'd like to start.
My goodness.
You've already heard the Mark Davis. I got no clue where that one's going.
Do Mark Davis.
Yeah, start with that. Okay. Mark.
There are a couple of classic Mark moments in this, though.
Oh, yeah, he's in rare form.
Okay.
He just entertains himself so much.
Well, let me just play this. This of course comes in the context of the very bad nappy-headed hoe moment, and it was very bad because it was dismissive and insulting to young ladies who.
This is off the BAP podcast.
But that's it. But that's all it was. It wasn't the Holocaust on the radio. It wasn't even racist. It was just a stupid joke. Don Imus doesn't have a racist bone in his body. Get out.
Foo?
Yeah. I wouldn't go that far.
Hasn't that been a continuing bit with Imus' show over the past 20, 30 years?
That he's made racial comments, yeah.
It was dismissive and insulting to young ladies who deserve.
Mark's right on this one. This one was beyond innocuous, and the firestorm that followed it afterwards was something I didn't see coming, and as it was playing out, I almost didn't buy it.
Yeah, you got to keep going. All right, it's going to stop tomorrow. This is something else has got to take place.
We thought, all right, maybe Sharpton and Imus are in on this, and they're using it just to get media exposure for everybody. But then Imus gets popped, and either they were in on it, and Sharpton screwed him anyway, or it was just real.
Yeah, better. But that's it. But that's all it was. It wasn't the Holocaust on the radio. It wasn't even racist. It was just a stupid joke. Don Imus doesn't have a racist bone in his body. Get out. But if you have done that, and if you have tasted the
all right, why is it I want to hear this?
He mentioned you.
Yes.
All right.
The financial sting.
In what fashion?
I'll let that be a surprise.
Yeah, that one needs to be something sneaks up on you.
I don't like surprises.
You'll like this one.
Okay.
That was dealt him, and you've also done something that enables Al Sharpton to fill his long and empty days. Then you pretty well know that under no circumstances do you get to have a moment like this. The first voice you will hear will be longtime sports anchor Warner Wolf.
Is he about to play the new clip, or is he going back to the Wutkas?
No, he's going to play the new clip here.
Sharing a moment on the Imus show talking about the Cowboys' Pac-Man Jones.
Oh, defensive back Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Can we stop for a moment? May I just point out that when we played this audio, it was crystal clear. He works for the same company, and this sounds like he got it out of the bottom of a pond.
Mark works for Citadel?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Why are you pointing that out?
Just because I get so much crap about the audio from time to time. Every once in a while, a little attaboy be nice.
He's on AM. They can get away with that.
This sounds like AM recorded out of somebody's ass.
Well, this is also a podcast. I'm sure it's not the same quality as the crap that they shoot out.
And technically this is AM, then being replayed on AM, so...
talking about the Cowboys' Pac-Man Jones.
Oh, defensive back.
Yeah, so you get no credit for this.
Jeez.
And the audio you gave me of Imus from the day before, or I think it was the day he explained what happened, that was too clear.
Oh, my God.
All you can hear is this, whatever is living inside his jowls.
Oh, my God. I finally get something crystal clear, and it's too clear. It's not my fault. He's got something wandering around in there.
Where's the one from yesterday? Do you have that, or is that Trey?
Let's see. I have that one 65 on my flash.
All right. Hold on. Yeah. You can't concentrate on what he's saying. All you can hear is a...
Well, Warren and I were talking yesterday about Pac-Man Jones being arrested 6 times, and which I think was just, it's obviously the picking on him. So I asked...
Why wouldn't somebody stop him at one point and say, we can hear that. Either let us put some kind of screen up between you and the mic, or whatever's in your mouth, let's get rid of it. Oh, man, I got throat problems. So I got to keep a goldfish bowl.
I would imagine because it's his show, and if he can't hear it, nobody else is going to say anything.
6 times, and which I think was just, it's obviously the picking on him. So I asked Warner what color he was. Well, obviously I already knew what color he was. That's what the point was. In order to make a sarcastic point, I asked Warner what color he was. Warner tells me. I said, well, there you go. That's the point.
Exactly.
Yeah. What people should be outraged...
There is either 30 seconds before this clip that I never heard where he says, all right, I'm going to explain what I meant and how we took the stats on blacks' prisons arrest and tied this in. Either something's missing before this, or he didn't address it.
He didn't really address it. And all the people are lining up.
Has anybody heard any clip longer than this?
Yep.
So why would the network say he offered some type of explanation when he didn't? He just said, I asked about Pac-Man Jones, and he says that's from there, and I went, there you go.
We heard
that's it. We heard that part. Where's the explanation?
Why? Where's the audio from what you did before?
All right, let me go back to Mark Davis now. And how long before Mark talks about me? Does he go off?
No. But the light that he casts you in is interesting.
Is it going to be a limelight or a different color?
The second.
All right.
He's African American.
Oh, well, there you go.
Now, all right. The Imus point is black guys get arrested with little or no cause too often.
That's not what that statement means.
No.
Now, had Imus gone on and qualified that after he said it, then yes, Mark would be right. But he's going to have to go back and glean this from what Imus said yesterday. Well, here's what I said. Instead of worrying about me making color jokes, you worry about blacks. They're being arrested for no reason.
If he just referenced it after he did the original thing, that proves my point, what we were just saying a minute ago. That would have done it. That's all he had to say.
Well, he could have thrown out his punchline.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's still got to get some type of humor in there.
Sure.
And then say, all right, and here's what I meant. He didn't do that.
No.
Today, the Imus quote is, how insane would I have to be? What would I be thinking? What people should be outraged about is that they arrest blacks for no reason. I mean, there's no reason to arrest this kid 6 times. Maybe he did something once, but everyone does something once. So instantly the question is how...
That's not really the direction I would have thought Mark would have gone.
That's what Dan was saying.
He's over-analytical of everything.
Micromanaging.
And when you don't... micromanaging has nothing to do with this. When you've got a clip like that from Imus with really no explanation until the next day... You're just going to assume the worst because Imus has a history of this. Why would you expect anything else? How many times in the past has Imus been the champion for the African-American community?
You'd think
until he got an ass beaten.
Never mind.
Plausible is the Imus explanation. And the answer is quite plausible. Quite plausible.
Well, thanks for saying it twice.
Because one of two things is the case. Either that was the point that he wanted to make, or it was just a stupid joke that black guys in the NFL get arrested a lot, which happens to be true. Either way, right here in the Metroplex, please, can we come together here? Because I know we have shared listenership.
Here we go.
This is me.
You're moments away.
10 times worse than this.
Let me back up.
Yeah, you get a running start.
True. Either way, right here in the Metroplex, please, can we come together here? Because I know we have shared listenership. 10 times worse than this stuff happens on the ticket and on my buddy Russ Martin all the time. And there's just it's the understood Teflon that everybody's
Where did that come from, and why did he throw me under the IMUS?
Because I think we make references to all sorts of ethnicities, including our own. And what he's saying is everybody gets the joke.
Everything that we do is vague, and if you read racism into it, good. But that makes you a racist.
That's
why when I did, sometimes I don't finish punchlines. You finish it at home or in your own head. And if you came up with something racist, fine for you, redneck. But I didn't say it.
I'm not sure Mark sees it that way.
There is quite plausible. Quite plausible. Because one of two things is the case. Either that was the point that he wanted to make, or it was just a stupid joke that black guys in the NFL get arrested a lot, which happens to be true. Either way, right here in the Metroplex, please, can we come together here?
No!
He wants to come together.
No, coming together means that we're going to have a meeting of the minds and all of us are involved.
Right.
We ain't all involved in this. He throws me in the ticket. I don't even know what they're saying over there.
I don't either.
As if we're all together. He goes, well, they.
Racist things happen?
Not us. They. Saying 10 times worse. What am I saying?
You don't say anything.
I'd like to know what I've done.
You've never done anything. You can get Mark Davis on the phone. I'm sure he can quote.
I don't want to talk to him.
Oh,
I believe I'll have him put to sleep.
No, I can't do that.
Yes, I can.
Well, yeah.
Let's come together. We'll put him down.
Because I know we have shared listenership. 10 times worse than this stuff happens on the ticket and on my buddy Russ Martin all the time.
Your buddies.
And there's just it's the understood Teflon that everybody's just joking around. Now, actually, in this particular case, Imus may not have been joking around. He may have been seriously.
Is he done with me?
He's done with you.
Well, I'm not.
I didn't think you would be.
Now, was this on the air, or does he do a special podcast? Because I can't believe that this would have aired and nobody would have called me.
I don't know. It was sent to me by a trusted listener and directed me to their website. But it says it was from the show that aired yesterday. On the website.
Oh, so you got the isolated clip.
Right here in the Metroplex, please, can we come together here? Because I know...
You better not say it again.
He's recording.
Right here in the Metroplex, please, can we come together here? Because I know we have shared listenership. 10 times worse than this stuff happens on the ticket and on my buddy Russ Martin all the time.
I'm going to get your ass.
Your buddies. According to him, it wasn't ugly. He was just throwing you under the...
10 times worse. You've got all the national networks crawling up Imus's ass, and he wants to throw... Is he still syndicated?
Mark?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't believe so.
No?
I don't think so.
All right.
Still.
But he decides he's going to throw it out.
It's 10 times worse over here.
10 times. So anybody outside the market that doesn't know about it, now they do. Mm-hmm. And this was something we were supposed to keep to ourselves. That's the way you tell those things.
Getting on my buddy Russ Martin all the time.
Don't call me your buddy.
Well, he's pals with you. He has the hotline. He calls in.
Well, that's not somebody you'd want on the stand for you.
No. I don't think he
Yeah, my buddy Russ Martin right there. Yeah, the defendant. He did it.
10 times. Actually, did 10 times.
Right here in the Metroplex, please, can we come together here? Because I know we have shared listenership. 10 times worse than this stuff happens on the ticket and on my buddy Russ Martin.
I'm going to fry him in a panini machine. I'm going to take his wife.
Oh, my God.
Why would he think that would be something... Okay.
That one is beyond me. And again.
Is this his way of cross-promoting?
Yes. He's doing you a favor.
I'm actually half surprised he mentioned your name.
I kind of am too, really. He never has before. On his airwaves.
Shared listenership.
What a nice distraction. You get all the racial undertones from his show. And now, just in case there was going to be any focus on him, he decides to say, oh, wait.
No.
There's something over here you'd probably rather see. Nothing to see here. Over here is where it is.
Just across the street.
Times worse than this stuff happens on the ticket and on my buddy Russ Martin all the time. And there's just
not just from time to time,
no.
All the time.
Constantly. It's pretty much all they do.
I'm surprised they haven't changed the call letters. NGR.
And a new traffic weather.
Public radio for black people.
I understand.
You moose.
Well, let's get him on and find out what he...
No, I'm not getting.
No, don't. You can't put the man down.
You moose. I'm going to get him and his flying squirrel. What is it, Trey? What?
Part of it, I think he's probably getting you back from when we had Eddie call and ask him about...
Hugging a black person?
Yeah.
Well, this ain't getting me back.
I'm sure in Mark's mind, he was doing you a service. That this was a positive thing.
Well, in my mind, I'm going to have to repay.
Right here in the Metroplex, please, can we come together here? Because I know we have shared listenership. 10 times worse than this stuff happens on the ticket and on my buddy Russ Martin all the time.
What does that mean?
That just means you do racist things.
I know what that means. I want to know what he's talking about. What specific things?
Get up, get him on the phone for that one.
I'm not talking to him.
Well, you've got to talk to him to get this.
Hate-mongering carpetbagger. Moose.
You do have JD's Bare Necessities song.
JD sung that. I bleeped out the N-word.
Oh, my God.
Your 911 calls?
What about him?
The one at the bank?
Which one was that?
When the black people got arrested in the bank in Frisco?
That was a parody of white people.
Wasn't it? Yes, it was.
Yes.
We're making fun of white people there. Not black people. Black people did nothing wrong. And that's my favorite 911 call.
Well, I don't have it.
Where is it?
I don't know. I see one green MF in the tree. What is that one?
That's the leprechaun.
Yeah.
Oh, the leprechaun sighting in Mobile.
Mobile 911, what's your emergency? Yes, good evening to you. I believe I have a worriment that will require the attention and possible intervention by your gendarmes. Ma'am, what's your emergency? There's a green motherfucker in my tree. Ma'am, there's a green motherfucker in my tree, dressed like Peter Pan or some shit like that. Ma'am, what's he doing? Well, I don't know. He's jacking off with a peanut butter jar or something like that. I just want my out of my tree. Ma'am, does he have any weapons? Well, he might when that goddamn jar's full. Just send somebody out here. That motherfucker got a big green dick, and I don't green people. I'm fucking a man. I'm fucking a woman. I'm fucking a white man and his dog. I'm fucking U-Haul full of Mexicans until I got the liquid ass. I'll shove a rock-em-sock robot up my but I ain't fucking no green runt. Short little motherfucker. Man.
Maybe that's what he's talking about. The 911
That was not racist.
That's not racist, but it's you kind of reflecting what a black person might do if there was a leprechaun in the tree.
How do you know I'm doing a black person?
How do I know it's you?
You know it's me, but why would you assume it's a black person?
Well, the way you speak.
Try again.
That's all. Just by the way your intonation sounds to me to be ethnic.
Why?
It just does. It's just that some ethnic people have a certain, just like...
Anybody else get that out of it?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
no.
You piece of...
Dan, what does it sound like to you?
Can I hear just a snippet of it again? Because it actually does sound like
Mobile
something.
911, what's your emergency? Yes, good evening to you. I believe I have a worriment.
All right.
Yeah, Armenian.
Thank you.
Armenian. Doesn't sound Armenian.
Yugoslavic.
Yeah. More Slavic?
Yeah.
It's funny, that's what you read into it.
That's what you're going for
well,
here.
obviously, that's why Mark Davis is throwing me under the imus.
That's not my fault he's doing it to you.
Oh, then he made the bad reference about the C9 unit when that cop pulled you over.
I never said...
Yeah, that's racist.
I never said that.
You said he was runt. You said he was Hispanic. You said he was too short to see in your window. He couldn't see your media badge, so he wrote you a ticket. Then you said he went back to the Super Coupe and wrote you a citation.
I never said any of that about the Super Coupe. He was short. That's all.
And what do you say to Stacy when you're weighing him?
I don't call him that. He says I call him that. I don't call him that.
So you'd rather call him a liar than that?
In this case, he's a liar.
All right. Well, he comes up for his weigh-in tomorrow. Oh, you guys can visit. How we doing, Chloe? All right. What was I in the... I don't have the 911 call from the bank. I don't know where that is.
You were calling up Mark's ass.
Oh. I don't know if I want to do something or talk to him. I like the first option.
No, don't do anything. Just talk to him.
Well, because he's going to come back and he's going to sound lighthearted. And he's going to, dude, people get your show. They know exactly what you're talking about. It's all under the Teflon of we get it. That's why you've never gotten in trouble. Never gotten in trouble. Good Lord.
You got him down.
Yeah, somebody see if they can find Mark during the break.
Okay.
I'll give him the opportunity. Imus got a chance to clear himself. We'll let Mark say something, and we'll still put him down.
Well, what's right is right.
Yeah, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Well, would this email stand out any more than the other ones you got?
I guess, because of the church angle and that they're going to make the church look like Gotham and the Batcave and everything else. And
so I don't even have to read it. You can guess what they want.
They want to borrow your Batmobile for an event.
Mm-hmm. We work at a church in Fort Worth. We're decorating our entire campus with a Batman theme through the month of July. Wayne Manor, Batcave, Gotham City. To coincide with a series our pastor is speaking next month called At the Movies. We're doing this top notch, and the series from our pastor is going to kick some butt. Anyway, we're looking for a Batmobile to make an appearance at our place on as many Sunday mornings through July as possible. Let us know which Sundays you can bring it out.
Let us know which days are best for you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my God.
Have you already replied to this?
No.
Do or don't, I don't care.
Okay.
They think my Sundays are absolutely empty?
Sure. You're off. You're not on the radio.
All right.
Certainly want to help a church. You want to help God.
I'm not going to church.
You have 2 Batmobiles. You can let the church borrow one.
No.
God wants a Batmobile.
They want me to send it out there every Sunday for a month.
Yeah, because it's the whole series. You don't want to miss one. It would look odd to have an empty space there one Sunday.
Did they even offer to pay for to have it there the way?
I'm sorry, what?
Did they even offer to pay the appearance fee for the vehicle?
Oh, no.
I'm sick at that.
Churches, because of the religious aspect, they think everything's got to be free. You're not gonna do this to God.
It's a donation.
Why not? You're not gonna loan us a thing for God.
It's supporting the Christian faith.
No, it's not. It's marketing for the church. People drive by, see a Batmobile out front. It's marketing. Ooh, look at that. Let's go to church there.
God.
God doesn't need marketing.
Dan's got a God. Good point. He's God.
Yeah.
If you really need marketing that badly, put up your own billboards.
I think, when you're advertising for a church, you're advertising
If you're God, do a little self-promotion. Spread your own gospel.
He uses people to do that. People like you.
Well, that's lazy.
That have the resource. You just call God lazy.
Yeah.
All right.
If you really want somebody in there, why don't you make an appearance?
Now, that's a good question. If you really want to make a splash.
He didn't even actually have to show up. Just put banners up around the church here this Sunday. God Almighty.
I'll be here.
He'll be here to speak, sign autographs afterwards, pictures.
Got a new book out?
Yeah, CDs, stuff like that. T-shirts.
God T-shirts.
Flip-flops. Who's on the hotline?
It's Janet St. James.
From?
Channel 8.
All right, thank you. Hi, Janet.
What do you mean from?
Well, I like to, when somebody's on the hotline, it needs to be a little introduction.
Okay. I thought maybe it had been so long since I called in you didn't remember who I was.
No, in fact, we were...
he remembers.
During a break yesterday, we were watching TV in here. I don't know. Where were you doing a stand-up yesterday?
I was out at an armored vehicle crash.
Oh, that's the one that flipped over in JD's neighborhood.
Yeah.
Why? Well, what? They were in a residential area, right?
Big-time residential area.
Why were they going so fast that they flipped over?
I don't know that they were going so fast, but they were definitely weaving down the road when they hit a fire hydrant. What I still don't have answers to today is why they were weaving.
It's 2 lanes, 2 ways, but it's a very small area.
Well, also, if it's a residential area, why is the
35?
Why is the armored car going through that?
That's another good question, because the way he was going was out to the sticks. There's nothing out there.
No, there's a Bank of America out there. There's Market Street. There's tons of places for them to go pick up cash from.
You would think that would be one of the edicts, is stay out of residential areas, just on the outside chance something happens.
Well, you have to get to it somehow.
I'm sure there are other roads that lead to the Bank of America. Seen them?
Well, Highway 26, I suppose, would have.
All right.
I'm actually calling because I thought...
Well, hang on.
Crazy.
Well, I'll like to slow down. Have you done something different again? Because we were watching you do the stand-up yesterday, and you looked like you got even hotter.
Oh, thank you. No, probably not.
Hair color the same?
Yes, I think so, though I did have it recently touched up a little bit.
Yeah.
It looks longer.
It is longer.
And you haven't done anything to your face?
No.
No surgery?
I've never done anything to my face.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
All right. Well, if you haven't, you don't need it. We were just noticing that you looked extraordinarily milfish.
Thank you, I think.
Very welcome.
Come back up here.
Let me ask you this. Well, first of all, tell me what you want, then I'll ask you later.
All right, well, let me tell you that I thought that this email that you sent me over the weekend was a little wacko until I received a second email about somebody else wanting me to investigate some Chinese food place.
Exactly.
Oh, Russ. Dear God.
What did the other person say?
The other person, too, talked about their displeasure of eating bad crab. It was another crab complaint. And then being charged extra for it. Yours was slightly different. Yours had something to do with fish painted pink, which I think is crab with a K.
Are you talking the store brand?
Yeah,
I
think so. Isn't that what they call it? It's crab with a K?
I think so. It's some type of cheap fish that they spray paint pink.
It's whitefish.
Yeah, it's monkfish or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm not eating that.
Hang on. Your tails of your email, though. What were you talking about?
What's not to understand? I said there's a Chinese place in the mid-cities that's selling crab meat and it's not real crab. Go get them. You don't think that's a story?
Is it advertised as CRAB or KRAB?
Crab, like crab. It's in the menu. It says shrimp, scallops, crab meat with some type of wine sauce. Then I get it, and it's the fish sticks painted.
It's so twisted off, Janet.
Are you not going to follow up on this?
In order to investigate it, you would have to bring me some of the crab, but I hate to ask you to bring me anything that has to do with crabs.
Well, you're not. That's very cute. But all you have to do, are you still in the same general area as me, or did you and Jack move?
No, I'm still in the same general area.
All right, I'll bring you by the menu. You can order it. It'll come to your house, and you can see for yourself. It's the imitation crab that they purport is being real, but they're still charging me the $9.
Sir, I'll take your story idea into consideration along with the hundreds of others we receive on a daily basis.
No, you will not disregard this one. Why don't you think that's something newsworthy? That's a scam.
It might be, actually.
Well, if it says in the menu it's crab and they send you the gefilte fish or whatever that is that they painted pink, that's not crab. And when I called the lady and chewed her out, we don't paint fish.
They're painting the fish pink. They don't paint them. There's no big room in the back where they have paintbrushes and they're painting fish.
Did you actually call someone?
I called the restaurant that sent it over.
Wow.
I wanted to know what was up.
All right, you know what? I'll check it out. If it's in the same general area, then
You're not going to do anything with this. Did you send the email on to Becky Oliver, like I said?
No. I forwarded it on to Brett Shipp, where I will if you don't think that I'm up to the task.
Yeah, Brett Shipp will be okay. Plus, he'll find some type of racial angle with it.
They'll be stripped of some state title.
Oh, yeah. He'll start having Asians kicked out of school all over North Texas. Are we still on for Sunday?
Are you seriously going to do it, or are you just putting me on again?
I'm on vacation next week, so Sunday is no concern. Normally, I got to get everything done as far as the house, the new auto shop. I got to get everything done Saturday and Sunday. I got all week to do that.
What time do you normally go, Janet?
1 o'clock.
That's when he starts drinking.
Well, I'm concerned about Saturday being his first night of vacation and then him going a little wild on Saturday, and then he calls me, maybe he calls me to say he's not going to show up.
Well, I normally get up Sunday mornings and go work out, so I've been up for hours long before 1. Now, how long is the class?
It's 1 hour.
Is it all aerobics?
Well, what are we going to do? Are we going to do yoga or kickbox?
Oh, I don't want to kickbox. Are you doing that now?
I do kickbox, yeah, too.
But the yoga you do is slow.
Yes.
Stretching.
Yes.
Okay.
We can do yoga on Sunday. We can do kickbox on Saturday if you want to.
You doing it Saturday and Sundays?
I do kickbox on Saturday and yoga on Sunday.
Man, your ass must be just taut.
I don't know what you said, but I heard mumbling.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. So just normal workout stuff for the yoga?
Yes. Shorts.
Do you have to stand on your head at any point in time?
Not completely on your head, but you will probably hang upside down a couple of times.
From what?
Well, you'll be doing downward facing dog and some other things like that.
Oh. Now, am I going to be able to make the entire hour?
Absolutely.
If you get tired,
people of all levels in there.
If you get really winded or real tired, you can slow down. Yes. Janet?
Oh yeah, you can stop for a little while and hang out on the mat.
Okay. And
Maybe if you live in that neighborhood, why don't you come too?
I'm going to be out of town. Thank you, though. I will in the future. I will.
You're serious? You're going to come?
Yeah, I'm coming.
All right.
We talked about this for a couple of years. I got nothing else going on next week. Sunday's fine.
I wish I wasn't going to be out of town because I'd love to see Russ doing it for the first time.
I'm going to get the yoga instructor all excited again that you're showing up, and when you don't show up, she's going to be really disappointed. So please don't let me down. I'll investigate the crab place if you come to do yoga with me.
What time? Really? Okay. Well, hang on. What time is the kickbox class on Saturday?
11:45. You won't like it. You'll be really frustrated with that one.
JD, what time is your flight to Tampa leaving Saturday morning?
Oh, I'm not telling you.
Well, it's 14:30. I could find out. I'm just asking.
How do you know that? I didn't change the flight.
You do that every time.
I didn't change.
Why are you going to see Toby?
Toby keeps from Tampa, and they invited me out for the night. I just thought I'd see my kids, too.
All right.
I'm spending the weekend there.
You going to tell me or I got to look it up? What time are you flying out?
Leaves at 9.
And what time is kickbox?
11:45.
Oh, all right.
Sorry,
You're out.
I'm out. I'll go next weekend.
All right. Yeah, I'll do the yoga. So just T-shirt and shorts.
Yeah, T-shirt and shorts.
And then we'll go to eat later?
No.
Why?
Not unless my husband is invited.
Why?
Why do you think?
Is he a jealous type?
No, but he doesn't like you so much.
Why? What's his issue with me?
Well, he's still not wild about, you licking me. Or
I licked you once.
Well, once is all it takes, isn't it?
He can go over to the house and lick Amy for a half hour. I don't care. I just want to go to eat afterwards.
We'll talk about it, all right?
Is he a swinger?
No, yuck.
Oh. Are you a swinger?
No, yuck.
Why is that yucky?
Not to insult all those swingers out there, sorry. No.
Yeah, that's not a constituency you want to burn.
Not my thing.
Very popular.
No, just not my thing.
All right, so if I do the yoga thing on Saturday, you'll go after these Chinese restaurants.
It's yoga on Sunday.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
All right, you're going to have to email me where it is.
I will.
All right.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever heard anything about the acai berry?
Yeah, that's the one that's supposed to be so super healthy, right?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I looked into it a couple of years ago and asked a very reputable health food source because I noticed that they carried it in their health food store,
right,
which is actually not far from where we live, and said, so is this really worth all it is? And he said, I don't think so. I think it's just one of those things that people request, and so we carry it. There's no evidence to show that it does anything that's going to make any difference to you.
Craig Ludwig, you know who that is?
Who?
Craig Ludwig, Dallas Stars, played for him late 90s. He came in about a week and a half ago. He was on this stuff. It came in. This wasn't even on the air. He was talking to us during a break and went off about the acai berry and the special mixture that wherever he's getting it, how it all comes together, and he's just an entire list of all the benefits. He said, I've got the hockey back from, slapping people around on the ice for 10, 20 years. He said, that's gone. I sleep better. His mood in the studio was a lot more docile.
Totally different.
I'd say there's nothing to prove that it works. There's also nothing to prove that it doesn't work. So there's something to be said for the placebo effect. If you think that it works for you, it's not going to hurt you to drink it.
Well, he left a bottle last week, got me through Monday. Saturday, Sunday, I started feeling a little bit better, and Monday, and I didn't know why. Then I thought back, well, maybe it's that stupid berry juice. So if it was going to be a placebo effect, I would have remembered that I was taking it.
And it's done something for Trey, at least he says it has.
Maybe it might, there might be absolutely something to it. There's a reason why, health people say it's great to eat certain things, but there's just no proven science behind it. So until there is, I probably won't do a story on it. There's just not that much out there about it, except for the people that are trying to sell it.
Yeah, that's the other thing is some of these other companies that are selling it, it's that
multi-layer.
It's like the old Amway.
Yeah, same thing.
Right.
And if you come at me like that, you're trying to pitch a product. Instead of selling me on the product, you're going to sell me on how much. And Luddy never did that. In fact, he went the other way around it. I had a headache, and he said, well, let me ask you this. What's going on in your diet? Well, I got a headache. Then he started telling me about the acai juice and the new company he's with. I went, well, all right, let me try it. Where do I get it? I don't know.
Don't have any yet.
He said, we're not really making it yet. Well, where am I going to get it? I don't know.
But it's great if you could get it.
Ooh. The one thing that makes me feel a little bit suspicious about it from the offset is that every company says that theirs is the only one that works well and is the purest, yada, yada, yada. And that can't be true.
Now, from what I've read online, I think they're harvested in, where's it, Dan?
Amazon, Brazil.
And in Brazil, they pick them, they freeze them, they ship them over here, and then everybody gets it and processes it, and that's about it. So I'm going to guess that the efficacy is going to be about the same for all of them.
That's what I would think, too, but I know where you can get it if you want some.
I had to go buy some a couple of nights ago. So I got some until Ludwig gets back from out of town. Knuckle dragger. Okay, that was it. I was just curious if you had ever looked into it.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you Sunday.
See you Sunday.
All right, and then drinks afterwards?
With my husband, absolutely.
No. Send him over to my house and he can lick Amy.
I don't think so. We'll talk about it.
All right, fine. Lick one of the dogs if he's into that. Is that two-way?
Yes.
Your husband sounds like a buzzkill.
I don't know why he wouldn't like me. We had him over to the house for the holidays.
You licked his wife.
I licked her on the neck twice.
Doesn't matter.
And actually, hang on. After the licking incident, that was when the holiday party when he was over was after the licking thing, right?
Yeah.
So if he had an issue with it, wouldn't he have said something to you at your house?
Bring up at a Christmas party.
Well, then you don't show up.
Or at least that.
As long as the two of them were together, he's okay. He just doesn't want you two alone together because you licked her.
Then obviously he has no faith in his marriage or his wife, and that's certainly not a situation Janet needs to be in. From time to time, you need a little lick-me test. What do you want, Gavin?
Can you please stop bothering Ernie and Jay?
With what?
Well, first you did the stupid Bill from Fort Worth bit.
Hey.
And today?
Hey, what? Halt.
Yeah.
Hey, what?
I know where he's going.
Bill's not a stupid bit.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Line 2? Oh, line, Gavin. Yes, John.
Hey, yeah, Ernie and Jay's 12 o'clock flip-off today. Somebody called in, complained about a Chinese restaurant getting fish sticks and painting them with crowd on it.
I told you. All right. Thanks, John.
Wow. Yeah, with emails we're getting say it sounded strangely like you.
I wonder who called.
I don't know. Janet said she got an email from somebody else about the same thing.
Not about painting the fish. Just
they said they had a problem with crab meat.
Fake crab. No one painted it with any kind of paint.
Well, she hasn't looked into it yet. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh, my God.
So, bothering Ernie and Jay, how?
Well, first you did the bill from Fort Worth.
Uh-huh.
And then today, as the caller pointed out on the 12 o'clock flip-off, caller calls up and talks about the crab meat situation. That was you.
What time?
Just past 12 o'clock. You probably left it, I don't know, sometime this morning.
Again, I'm at a loss, Gavin.
You called the 12 o'clock flip-off on KRLD to complain about crab meat in your situation. It's you.
Do you have the audio? Well, then you can't prove it's me.
I can get the audio and prove that it's you because it's your.
Well, if you're gonna come in here and start slinging around accusations, I'd have a little proof next time. Like this.
All right, let's do the flip-off.
I'd like to flip off the retail clerks of America who all play the same game. I call it the shove your receipt, dollars, and coin change in one hand challenge. It must be great to stand on the other side.
You're nodding your head about it.
That's just so irritating, too. They put all that crap in one hand, then they give you the receipt, and you got to balance it all.
Use a debit card.
Well, I use cash. I don't use a debit card.
Why?
I prefer cash.
You don't get a deal for cash. Nobody cuts you a discount.
I don't get a deal for debit either. I like cash. I just always carry cash.
What is it about cash?
I like it.
You lose your wallet, you lost the cash. You lose your debit card, you get another one.
Well, they're all in the same place. I shouldn't be saying this.
You lose your wallet, whatever cash is in there is gone. The bank's not going to spiff you that. You lose your debit card. If somebody gets a hold of it after, I think, $50, you're not responsible.
I know that, but I just like having cash. I don't carry hundreds. I just carry $50, $60.
Doesn't make any sense.
I just like cash. I've always liked cash.
That way you don't have to worry about the change that they give you back, whether it's correct or not.
I just like
Plus,
cash.
you got a receipt always on your bank statement.
I'm a cash guy. When it's simple stuff. Most everything else I put on credit.
All right. Obviously, they sent me the entire clip here.
Then they make you repeat your order and make you talk slow. And it's just, then you get up to the front, and usually they got your order wrong to begin with. It's just frustrating.
Was that drive-thrus?
Must be.
Yeah, that's up to date.
Suppose so. Did he leave him on the motorcycle chained to the bike while he went in the liquor store?
I don't believe I want to know the setup for that one.
I don't know what he does, but that's what we said yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And I've still received emails. Do you know how many children die every year because of guns? Listen, I have to tell you,
is this based on the chick that called them yesterday?
Back into the gun thing. Yeah, if you ban all guns, then you'll never have anything happen at schools again or churches. And they, to their credit, they tried to argue with her.
You don't try. Once she doesn't get it, you get rid of her, and you have your own dialogue. You don't let somebody go off on the phone with no point. Gavin, what the hell is going on over there?
They're just expressing their opinion.
Well, they can express their opinion, but once you've had a discussion with a listener, and if they don't get it, there's no reason to keep drilling that hole.
But a lot of times, we discuss topics on the air, and then it carries over to the next day's flip-off.
No,
so you're going to leave some chick on the phone
4 or 5 minutes.
4 or 5 minutes longer than she ever should have been. Especially if you're going to come up with that theory of we just need to ban all handguns. Well, legally you can ban them, but they're still going to be there.
Sometimes people have a conversation, and if it's a point that can spurn on other callers, then yeah, it's left on longer.
All right, hold on a second.
She was an idiot, and it continued.
Did it spurn on other callers?
Nope. Didn't at all. Because what she was saying, nobody else could have come back and gone, well, she had a point. Because she didn't.
Well, there's no way. We've gone too far with handguns and the proclivity.
Yeah.
You can't go back and get them all.
No, they even made the point.
And also, the criminals probably aren't going to show up for some kind of gun trade-in.
They even made the drug reference. They said, well, drugs are illegal, lady, and they're everywhere. So the people that are using guns in a bad way, they don't follow rules.
Yeah, and if everybody else followed the rules and we all turned in our handguns, then we all turn into sheep. And that ain't going to float either.
No. So what we just did there should have been the length of the conversation.
All right, thank you. Do we need a break, Flo?
Yes.
Let's see, their fish call is on here.
We don't live in a society, or we shouldn't, where because somebody else abused...
Is there anything, Gavin, you could do about the tone of his voice?
It's fine.
Can you run through a processor or just have somebody translate for him?
It's fine.
Get somebody in there that doesn't sound as squeaky.
No, it's a fine voice.
...uses their rights. We take away our...
That one?
It's fine.
No, Ernie's is fine. This one's squeaky. You run it through a processor.
It's higher pitched.
Why don't you tell him to calm down?
He does. He just gets excited.
Tell him to stop.
Own rights. What you should do is shore up the system and try and...
Because if Obama's got to take his opposite...
Yeah, that sounds like a good call.
Important that anybody else out there walking across...
That's another dandy one.
...that are running this scam.
Oh, God. Wow. Well, let's hear it.
Yeah, that's not you.
Yeah, let's hear the call. It's not.
She the one?
Could be. She sets the tone.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd like to take a moment, if I might.
You might.
To flip off these Asian restaurants that are running this scam. So I sit down to enjoy my feast, and instead of crab meat, it's some type of imitation crab meat painted pink. I pay...
Quit with the paint. It's not painted.
Have you had it?
I've never had it.
Have you seen it?
I've seen it. It's not painted.
Have you had it?
I've eaten
Has
it.
this Asian restaurant delivered to your house?
No, this Asian restaurant has
All right.
not.
Well, then stop talking about things that you're unaware.
Okay, my bad.
If you wait till Janet gets in the middle of this, she's going to... The lid's going to come off of this big fish paint scheme thing.
Take a moment, if I might.
You might.
To flip off these Asian restaurants that are running this scam. So I sit down to enjoy my feast, and instead of crab meat, it's some type of imitation crab meat painted pink. I paid for crab meat. I want real crab meat. Now, we may be stupid, but if you're going to come to this country, don't try and pass off fish sticks painted with Krylon as crab meat. Flip off, crab meat scammers.
Well, they cut a big portion out of that.
I can hear the edit.
What happened to the rest of it, Gavin?
We edit it.
Why?
Because it says right on the message, 20 seconds or less. Don't let people ramble.
How come they cut off the part at the end where I said learn to drive?
Well, I think there's some obvious reasons there.
No.
A nice MIDI in the background, though.
Yeah. Can you tell what it was?
Yes.
It seemed to fit with the call. I love the vapors.
How could they ignore that? I mean, I've heard their flip-off stuff before, and I don't think anyone's ever called in with their own theme music playing.
Turning Japanese.
I understand.
Is it because of Phyllis? Is she the one?
Could be. She sets the tone.
We need a break here?
Yeah. Yes, I'd like to take a moment, if I might.
You might.
To flip off these Asian restaurants that are running this scam. So I sit down to enjoy my feast, and instead of crab meat, it's some type of imitation crab meat painted pink. I paid for crab meat. I want real crab meat. Now, we may be stupid, but if you're going to come to this country, don't try and pass off fish sticks painted with Krylon as crab meat. Flip off, crab meat scammers.
Very nice.
All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
I want to talk about me, want to talk about I, want to talk about number one. Oh, my, me, my, what I think, what I like, what I know, what I want, what I see. I like talking about you usually. But occasionally,
You ready, Dan?
Uh-huh.
What do you got?
All right. Traffic this time is brought to us by Lone Star Overnight and Toyota of Richardson. In Dallas, directly mentioned to you. Damn it, man. Is it a dud? Did you pull the guts out?
What'd you throw?
Twister.
Anyway, the one on I-30 eastbound before Walton Walker.
What is that?
You douche.
That's the real one. That's a big one.
Fine. Trey ruined traffic for everybody. Email him.
77 for the low. Going to be 97, 98 next few days. We have some storms moving in from the west this afternoon. 96 now at Live 105.3.
Whoa, crank up the air purifier. Trey ruined traffic for everybody. Everybody off the freeways. We're in. All right. We got in the news.
No.
You want to hear Trey's voicemail?
Yeah.
Now, what was this about again?
Him and his frequent visits to the commode because he's on the acai juice.
Oh, that's right. And every time you even bring that up, he smiles. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's got that Luddy glow.
I got to go buy some.
Why don't you
I'll start it over the
let
next
me
day.
stay on it for another week and see if really there's any benefits.
Yeah, because it's kind of expensive. Do you see I pulled this story about it? All the celebrities that are endorsing this thing now, including Sumner Redstone, who's about 116 now. Said Oprah's on it. Some famous medicine hunter, Chris Kilham, James Taylor.
How old is this story? Because I thought Sumner Redstone died.
No.
Dark blue elixir with cult-like following. There's a part with Sumner. As the years tick by, Sumner Redstone... What does he do?
The CEO, I think, of Viacom and CBS.
Still?
I believe so, yeah.
And he's on the acai berry?
Apparently.
He ain't on enough.
Well, he started kind of late in life.
Enter this. Well, he's still screwing things up for CBS and Viacom.
Maybe some of the people underneath him are doing that.
Gavin, did the Sumner guy have anything to do with Katie Couric?
I think he's more on the board of directors. No, I would say that was not. I'm sure he knew about it, but I'm sure that was not his decision.
No. The years tick by, Sumner Redstone. Smoke. Just gets more optimistic. Earlier this year, the 84-year-old said he had planned to live another 50 years. 2 years ago, he was predicting another 20. I found a miracle drug. He told Fortune magazine, I feel great. He goes on to explain the acai berry. Redstone first heard of the juice from Viacom exec Bill, was it Rohde? Thanks for the help on a trip to Germany in January. After learning that his butler sister-in-law was a devotee too. Redstone ordered some up, started drinking 4 ounces a day. Since then, I haven't taken a sleeping pill, he says. No,
Letty said that too. And Letty calls me Letty used to never call me. In fact, when I'd call him, it seemed like an imposition. He'd be like, Luds. Hey, Letty, this is JD, blah, 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 blah. And then he's called me today. Okay, man. I'm not, he called me.
Oh, hang on. You want to hear Luddy's voicemail to me or Trey's? Because this is a little more timely now.
Let's go with Letty.
All right.
Hey, Russ, Luds. Wednesday, I think it is. Just wondering how you're doing on your acai juice. It's been about, 7, 8, 9 days or so. You're probably hooked on the stuff by now, and you can't get a hold of me, can you, Russ? Kind of left town for a while. And I'm sure if you're out of the product, you're probably going through withdrawals. So, sorry about your luck, man. Who's a knuckle dragger now? Toodles.
Well, it's kind of a left turn. He's going to be your guru. Now he's like, see ya.
Well, obviously, the metamorphosis that he's gone through, as far as being just in a better mood, hasn't totally come to fruition.
No, he still doesn't like you.
Well, yeah, here.
And I'm sure if you're out of the product, you're probably going through withdrawals. So, sorry about your luck, man. Who's a knuckle dragger now? Toodles.
Now things are a little more apparent. He comes in, pitches the stuff on me.
Comes in the next
just
day.
Taking a chance that I really am going to see some type of benefit out of it. And he leaves me hanging. That was his plan. I knew it was something. Either it was either his own pureed fecal matter, or it was a real product that he was going to get me hooked on, like a meth dealer, you knuckle-dragging meth dealer, and then vanish. To where when he finally comes back, I'll pay him anything to get it, because I'm going to go through the acai.
That makes sense now. That's why he would hurry up and bring it up here the very next day, 2 bottles. Here it is, buddy. Here's just enough for a week. See you in a week. I won't be here.
Well, that's all right, because I went to one of the markets and I bought a gallon. Is that right? Half gallon? Whatever.
Yeah.
I gave Trey one and I took one.
Okay. And you're still feeling a little something out of it?
I think so. I'll still give it another couple of weeks. I'll go through this next bottle, and if something really looks like it's going to stand out, like my mood's better, I'm sleeping better, I feel a little bit better, I ain't sleeping any better.
Well, it's not going to hurt you. You know that for sure.
It's also $35 a bottle.
That's very expensive. And that takes you how long? That's a week?
I don't know. The bottle that I bought said 2 ounces a day.
Yep.
So what does that get you? A couple of weeks?
Yep, something like that.
All right.
You do it. 2.
So if it's a placebo, it ain't really worth $70, $80 a month.
I wouldn't think so.
So I'll get it through this bottle.
But Levy's not the kind of guy that would be hooked on placebos because he knows his body. He's an athlete. I just think it's got to be doing something at least for him. Everybody's different, though.
It could also have something to do with evolution, to where he probably thrives better on berries.
All right. Stop it. And you wonder why he does things like this to you.
He planned all of this out. You give him this stuff, even if he only gets a placebo effect out of it, he's going to run out. Then he's going to start jonesing for it. And I'm going to be in Philly. No way for him to get it. And when I come back, then I'll finger him through the hole for it.
He'll be back Sunday.
Okay.
Believe me, I've got the update every day. I'm in the hotel room. I just took it. I feel great. Got up at 7 o'clock this morning with these kids.
Why is he selling you so hard on it? You're not even taking it.
I guess he knows I'll tell you. I don't have a clue.
All right, here's Trey.
You don't answer your phone either.
No,
I do.
Here's Trey's voicemail, and then we'll do news.
What a glorious feeling of shitting again. How do you not love this stuff? I'm taking my second shit today. It's just amazing. The acai berry is the natural wonder of the world. How are you not enjoying this stuff? This is fabulous. God, I love taking a shit. God.
We got to hear from the actual event. You're not a reporter. You don't have to call in like Carol D does.
Oh, he called twice. I just didn't pull the second one because it's the same as this one.
Just trippy, happy Putin.
Yeah, he called, I'm back.
Did you miss me?
Time for another round.
God.
This stuff. This is fabulous. God, I love taking a shit. God, it's just awesome. I hope you're doing better today and you're enjoying yourself because you need to experience this wonderment. It's fantastic. Anyways, I'll call you again if the acai berry blesses me with another one. See ya.
End of message.
Very nice. And you're not getting the runs. Is it more volume, Trey?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just asking.
So you firmed up.
Well, it's still a little soft, but it's not, not...
Each time is still as big of a festival as the next.
It's fantastic.
I gotta get on this stuff.
No, you like the grunts?
No. Well, I like to be a regular guy.
Something gave me the grunts. I'm still not sure it wasn't the berry. I don't care what it was, but I don't enjoy the grunts.
I don't like the water, no. I don't like the water sports.
I like a couple of them. One in the morning, sit down with a fries ad.
Uh-huh.
And then later in the day before I come to work.
You do another one. Okay, so you get 2 a day. You're pretty regular as it is then.
Well, then I float a nice one when I get to the house. But it sounds like Trey's going on some type of bus schedule.
Yeah, he does. Call you at the next stop. Woo woo.
You ready, Dan?
Yeah, actually,
What?
I was going to say, actually...
I'm done with the berry.
Well, this has to do with your stomach discomfort if you still experience that.
I'm on the tail end of it, but go ahead.
Well, in case it gets too bad, this was in Men's Health. They read a study that peppermint oil can help alleviate IBS symptoms, especially in which affects nearly 12 million American men.
Isn't that in Pepto-Bismol? That's the name?
Probably is. I don't know. I have no clue. That's interesting.
I don't know. They don't mention that here, but
that might be Peptic. Doesn't matter.
I think it's probably Peptic, but they mention something called Pepigest Soft Gels. It's like $9 from a vitamin store website. And each capsule contains the same dose of the oil used in the study. They said when IBS sufferers took a dose of peppermint oil 3 times a day, 79% had a significant decrease in abdominal discomfort.
Well, mine's almost gone, and for $9, I'll just have this. Thank you. Great. Yes, Gavin?
I got great news for you.
Turn your mic on. What is it?
Our president is in town. You just mentioned Sumner Redstone. Well, Dan Mason, our company president's in town. I met with him today. He wants.
Wasn't he in town yesterday?
Yeah, he was in town yesterday, and I met with him today.
Why? Is he in town all week?
No, he left today.
Oh. And why is he here?
They did a company presentation on the future of CBS Radio.
Yeah. How long did that last?
It was about 45 minutes.
Why would it take that long?
No.
Couldn't you just actually just jump to the end? All the flames.
A lot of exciting things coming down the pipe.
What exciting things?
We have, HD radio, which continues to expand.
That's going to be 20 years before anybody actually gets into that.
We have internet radio. We're the largest internet stream now in the world.
CBS is.
Yeah, because we partner with AOL.
All right.
So
people don't have the internet in their cars, so that's really not going to work in your favor.
I don't think HD people aren't going to buy those radios forever.
They're going to come standard in a year or two. I mean, there are some companies that are going to come out standard next year.
Well, they'll be standard, but not everybody buys a new car every couple of years.
Right, it's going to take some time, but it's very exciting technology.
All right, well, I thought it would take satellite radio longer to catch on, and it's further along than I thought it would be, and closer to bankruptcy. But go ahead.
But he wants to meet with you.
Who?
Dan Mason wants to meet with you.
Why?
Because on his way yesterday to the House of the Blues for the presentation, he heard parts of your program, and he
heard yesterday's show.
Yeah.
I don't talk to him.
I didn't say anything bad.
I didn't say anything bad, but yesterday I had the cramps most of the day, and that show stunk.
No. And he's a big fan of getting on streams and listening to various radio stations. So obviously he knows the monster known as Russ Martin. He listens every once in a while.
Hey, I'm getting fired. Just tell me and stop working on to it.
This is great news. This is actually
great news is getting fired. Is that what's going to happen?
No. He would like to have a conversation with you and get your opinion on other CBS hosts locally and throughout the country, and also programming.
Dave Mason.
Dan Mason.
Dan.
Which is the one with the hit?
That's Dave.
I'll meet with Dave Mason.
No. That's great. You always complain, but now you get to talk to the top. The top guy, the head cheese, wants your opinion.
Can he get me the things that I need?
The closer you are to him, the more you're going to get.
I would say he can get you anything. As the president?
Yeah.
He can wave his hand and have a digital board in here before we get back from vacation.
What is it he wants to talk about?
He wants you to listen to some other shows.
First of all, I'm not buying this. This is, again, some kind of trap. Why can't you just fire me without all the pomp and circumstance?
Why?
Where is he? Is he in New York?
Yes.
Is that where I got to go?
No, not necessarily. I mean, obviously, it's cool to meet people in person. He wishes he had the time to come over and meet you in person, but unfortunately had to catch a flight. But he would like, either in New York or, modern technology, conference calls, stuff like that. He wants your opinion, though.
What input is he going to take from me and actually put it in place? What am I going to tell him? I don't know how this show happens. How am I going to analyze other shows? I get to go to New York?
Yes.
I want to see Cats.
The Cat's closed.
Yes.
What about Dave Mason?
I don't know if he's touring anymore. I don't think so.
All right.
But isn't that exciting?
No.
Why not?
Because there's something else tied into this.
There is nothing tied into it.
The president is not going to give you bad news. You wouldn't be going to the president to get any kind of bad news.
And this is something more than just, I'd like your input. That's the ass kiss that starts something else. We like your input. We'd like you to evaluate these other shows. I don't know anything about radio. I'm telling you for the last time, get off me about it. As far as the rest of it, they want something more. So you got the ass kiss. We'll fly into New York. We'll show him around. We'll show him where Cats used to play. And then we'll smooze him.
Not everything has a hidden agenda.
Yes, it does.
No.
With CBS, we hide everything.
It's like they do with Amber. She wants to have a drink with you.
And I'm not buying the Amber thing either, but set on that for a minute. CBS is notorious for hiding things.
That's not
We
true.
hide talent nonstop.
That is not true. That's really not true.
So is there an overall problem with CBS radio nationally?
I think he respects what you've done.
He doesn't know me.
He absolutely 100% knows you. There are so many people in the company that know you.
You know, I'd like to believe that and just get a little puffed up about it, but I don't.
I can promise you, he knows you. Anybody that they pay the kind of money they pay to you, he's quite aware of you.
No doubt. So he wants your opinion. He's a programming guy. He came from the programming ranks. He was a program director. He was on air before. So he respects on-air talent. He's a great guy to work with.
Did he listen to the rest of the station throughout the day?
Yeah, he listened. Well, the only one he got to listen to was Jagger in the morning.
Oh. All right, so Pugs and Kelly are safe.
Ross. Isn't that exciting? The head of the company wants your opinion. Think how many opinions he could just ask and get, and he wants your opinion.
He doesn't want my opinion. There's something else tied into this. I haven't figured it out. I'll get to it. Just like I knew there was more to the Imus story than him just throwing out that phrase. I'll figure this one out.
I think it's a great opportunity.
Unless he asked you, hey, do you think you could make this happen? And all of a sudden, you're going to be the Superboy and have this come to fruition.
That makes sense.
So you look big to some whoever this guy is.
No.
I can make my afternoon talent jump and run and meet you. Wherever you'd like to meet
Well,
me.
this isn't a monkey dance. This is great.
You don't think flying to New York to meet with what's his name?
Dan Mason.
Dan Mason isn't a monkey dance?
No, I think it's fun, as a matter of fact.
That's a full-blown monkey dance.
I wish he'd ask my opinion on other radio stations and talent.
We know why he doesn't.
No. We don't know.
Man, that's mean.
And that's what I said. Well, all the other formats, why would I know anything that CBS has? Why would I know anything about any other format?
Well, the fact...
Setting talk aside.
You could listen because there's various talk, and obviously there are a lot of morning shows with CBS Radio. So he could just say, hey, listen to this 5-minute tape. What do you think? You give your honest opinion.
All right. The answer's probably going to be the same for all of them. I can call him now and tell him that. They suck.
Well, that's why he wants you.
Well,
that's
suck.
why he wants your help.
When you tell somebody they suck, that's not constructive. That's not going to give you any solution. Obviously, they already know they suck. They just want external validation. I'm sure if he sits there long enough, it'll come to him.
He likes your opinion because...
I don't like him, and I like for him to...
How do you not like our president?
Because you want me to meet him.
Oh, my God. No.
I'm going to tell him you talked me out of it.
No, you won't. No.
Gavin, did he want you by chance to go along and escort Russ?
No,
Is that part of this?
Fine. If you need me to go, I'm happy to go.
See, that way Gavin gets FaceTime with the president.
Well,
that's the big
all
deal.
of this is the monkey dance, and I'm not going.
It's not a monkey dance.
Do we need a break?
Monkey dance.
That wasn't the question I asked, but okay.
Can the whole show go?
Yes, we'd all like to go. It's a collaborative effort.
Well, he'd really like you.
Well, he can meet with me, but I have to have my other monkeys. Here we come. You got to have us all. It's not just going to be me. You don't take Vicky and Peter and Dave. We're not coming.
Why can't you just go?
Because if it's a trip to New York and it's some type of
get a lot of
perk from the show, there's no reason why everybody else shouldn't be able to go.
And plus, if you're not here, it's not like we're going to do a show without you anyway, so it'll give us something to do.
Tons of content when we get back.
We all want to go. If I'm going up there for the monkey dance, you got to take the entire band.
But for the meeting, it just needs to be you.
Possibly, but the entire show goes.
But for the meeting, it needs to be you, verified.
Is the entire show going to go?
I have to figure it out.
What's to figure out?
This could be done on conference calls.
I want to meet face to face with him in New York.
Something suspicious here.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Hasn't this just turned out 180 degrees?
We're all going to go to New York. You want me to meet with some... who's the guy?
Dan Mason.
Never bought his album. You want me to meet with him? Well, obviously, there's got to be something in it for me. I want the show to go. We want to go to New York City.
I understand that. It's a beautiful building. I don't know if we can afford for the whole show to go.
Gavin, you guys waste cash nonstop on this building. You just put a digital board in one of the studios and yanked it out less than 8 months later to move it over to the Fitzhugh building. We got cash to waste on anything. If the show don't go, I'm not going. It's a team effort. I'm a team player. I take care of my own. And I like credit for making it through that. Well done. Thanks. Break here. Yes. All right. We'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show.
Do we want to get right?
Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
How much is it?
For 6 people, it is $2,304.
For flights?
Is that just for the flight?
Yeah, it's just for the flight.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who's 6?
Me.
All right, I'll go with that for now. So is the station going to cough that up?
Yeah, we will. It'll go through CBS Corporate. We'll cough it up. That's a good deal. $384 per person. Leaves Dallas at 6:50 a.m. on Thursday, July 10th. And it'll return Sunday, July 13th, layover in Nashville.
By then we're going to be coming back from vacation. I can't take more time off.
You could take a day or two.
I just took vacation. It's going to be the July 4th week. Can't leave for another, what'd you say, Thursday? Thursday and Friday?
Yeah, a day's not going to kill you.
Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday, yes.
And it's a morning flight?
6:50 a.m. it leaves.
Oh, that's not good. Why can't you do it on the weekend?
A layover?
Did you say a layover?
Yeah, layover in Nashville, coming back.
No.
That'll be fun. We'll get off. We'll be in Nashville, country music.
I've been to Nashville. It will not be fun.
How long's the layover in Nashville?
It's a couple hours.
That's not enough time to go anywhere, even if you could. Or wanted to.
We'll have a couple drinks in the airport. It'll be great. It'll be fun. What a bonding thing this will be. Let's bring the show. Let's go, man.
Are there not any direct flights from New York to Dallas?
Oh, yes.
I've seen drawings.
Yeah.
Why is there a layover in Nashville? Where are these seats on the plane?
They're.
I'll ask you this way: are they up front? Or are they in the middle of that bitch?
Yeah, in the middle.
That's coach.
Yeah, coach.
I'll be coach for that price.
Coach ain't happening. No coach.
Why not?
I don't like coach.
No, we're flying coach.
No coach.
You yourself, you'd like to save money. So we're saving money by flying
I like
coach.
to save my money. I ain't flying coach. There'll be no coach. None.
We need to fly coach.
No coach. You can fly coach all you want.
Fly coach.
Coach.
Yes.
The entire show.
No. No.
No, your entire show is me in first class. You're flying coach. We'll sneak you back some treats.
No. We're all flying coach.
I'm not going on some discount flight to New York to do you a favor. I'm not getting anything out of this. At least if the show gets to go, there's a reason for me to suffer through this. I don't like to fly. I don't like to travel. And I'm not flying coach if I'm not paying for it.
If I go nonstop, it's about $500, $519 a person.
Still coach.
Is that still coach?
Yeah, that's correct.
Nonstop or direct, those are the same seats. No coach. None.
There's nothing wrong with coach.
Then you'll enjoy your flight.
Do you think Dan Mason flew Coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Gavin.
So unless he had his miles.
I'll explain it to Dave Mason this way.
Dan Mason.
I don't care. Have another hit and I'll get it right. CBS wouldn't pay to fly me to New York, so I can't have a meeting with you. We got $12 million a year to waste on Katie Couric. We have money to waste on David Lee Roth. We got money to waste around this building. You're going to turn part of this building into a game room just so the sales department has something to do. You're yanking digital boards out, moving them over to fit you. There's cash being wasted nonstop. You can't fly us first class to New York and back. We're not going.
All companies make mistakes.
This company doesn't learn from them. That's the big goober here is we don't learn from them. Actually we do, but we keep making new ones.
NBC, ABC, they make mistakes.
All right. Well, why don't you get off the bandwagon and go in a different direction? 6 coach tickets. 5. First class. Stop it.
No, I'm not going to have everyone from the show sit in first class.
Well, I tell you
I'm
what.
going to be back in coach.
Well, first of all, you're the one that looked at coach. You're the one that put yourself on the itinerary. You can sit wherever you want. I'll even make it easier. You give me 4 first-class seats. Dan can sit in my lap.
I should be pissed, but I'm okay because that'll work. I got short legs.
I don't think the airline will allow that. But...
I'll put him in one of the baby carriers.
Okay, well, you're all right then.
It's my little boy. He's my papoose.
Why has he got a beard?
Because he's retarded.
All right.
You don't know how to shave.
I understand.
It's like we're going to give him a razor.
It's far too dangerous. I'm a danger to me and you.
All right, there you go. I just saved you some cash.
No, if we do anything, it's 2 first class.
2 first class what?
We'll sit in first class.
No, not you and me.
Yeah.
No.
Then we'll look like a family.
Yes.
I'm not going to have the whole show.
With Dan in my lap and you next to me?
Mama.
Isn't that cute?
Very traditional. I enjoy this already.
My legs can't stop kicking now.
I can't wait for Dan to get hungry.
I may fast.
You may have to with his teeth.
May not have the choice.
I tell you what, you set up whatever you want. Unless you're going to do it where everybody's comfortable, we're not going.
I think
the company wants something out of me. I'll do it. But I'm not even really asking for anything for myself short of a first class seat. I'm just trying to treat other people on the show.
When the rest of the guys, because they all fly, go on trips, they all fly coach.
No, that's
fly
not.
Coach.
Regardless, that's not the issue, John. The company's paying for it. You're going to fly on first class. I'm not going to have people on my staff treated like piss by anybody other than me. And that's always been my rule. I'm very proprietary about that.
I don't think you can find an airplane that's going to have those amount of seats open for first class.
Is the company planning some type of closure? CBS shutting down between now and the end of the year?
No.
Then book the seats ahead of time.
It's going to take a lot of work.
I don't care. It's the best thing about this.
If I act fast, there's 9 tickets left at Coach for $377 a person.
All right, I'll tell you this. Do it this way. You can book Coach, but I want the seat on each side to be open. And the same thing with Trey, JD, Chloe, and Dan.
Oh, that doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense.
I want areas open around me. By each one of us wants 3 seats.
This is such a beating.
It's worse.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that more expensive?
Oh, yeah.
Well, then I just got him a deal by booking first class.
You did. He should say thank you.
I'm not going to get on a plane and sit next to some moose.
That's going to touch you the whole time. Rub up against you. I got here first. I get the armrest.
Take the armrest. Eat all of it.
God, I hate that sitting in Coach.
Well, especially, what is it from here to New York? 3.5, 4 hours?
Yeah, 3.
Is that about right, Gavin?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Gavin, I looked at the end of the month. You can get 6 first-class seats. Sorry.
Go ahead, what?
6 first-class seats. Hotel, everything. It's all available. You can book it right now.
How much?
For the whole thing?
Yeah.
About $14,000.
There. One-stop shop, all-inclusive.
$14,000.
Well, tell them the hotel you were looking
Well,
at.
hang on a second. You don't think to save this company, which obviously Dave Mason thinks they're going to do, ain't worth $14,000? They gave $4 or $5 million to David Lee Roth to drive it to the center of the earth. Why wouldn't they pay $14,000 to help me lift it up?
He's asking your opinion.
All right.
He thinks it's valuable.
And you don't think that's worth anything as a consultant?
No, but he can send you MP3 files, and you can listen just the same. You could talk over the phone just the same.
You're the one that brought up the FaceTime.
I agree, and I'm totally cool with that. If you
then find $14,000 and we'll go.
$14,000's a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
What were they going to... I'll go back to this.
What's going to happen when you're in talking with Dan Mason, and it's me and you in front of Dan Mason? What's the rest of the show going to do?
I don't care. They're there just as the perk to go. They could be in on the meeting. You said you didn't want them in there. I'm not going to argue with you this about anymore. You're really getting on my freaking nerves. You either book the entire show or don't talk to me about this again.
Jesus.
Is that clear enough?
Oh, man.
I really hate to get that ugly.
I know, but you had to at that point.
Not really.
Again, in the delivery.
Thank you. All right. Ready for news, Dan?
Yeah.
And I want Alfie to go.
No.
Why not?
Because.
Alfie's part of this show.
He's new.
Alfie's more part of this show than you are.
Oh. No.
Wait a minute. Yesterday, Alfie was here. Where were you?
I was at the Dan Mason event.
Yeah.
I have another job.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't take off every day to go to some concert.
No, it wasn't a concert.
Where was it?
It was at the House of Blues.
Leave me alone. You get into the House of Blues with one hit.
Never mind.
All right, 541. We got time? 541. Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. It is brought to us by Discount Tire.
How much to charter a plane?
Well, let me see. Something big enough to carry all of us. It's going to be with pilots, about $1,200 an hour.
And is it going to be quicker to get up there on a private jet?
About the same, as long as we don't have a stop off in Nashville like he wants to book us. It's about the same, about 3 hours.
I don't think private jets do layovers.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's wanted to, so it'll be quicker than the jet he was planning us putting us on, yes.
He was talking about it, just a regular airline.
It'll get there at the same time an airliner would.
So the private jets don't fly any faster?
No.
I thought a G5 or something like that would go faster.
You're talking about 10 or 20 knots, maybe.
Gavin, call Mark Cuban. He's offered me his jet before. See if he'll let us take it to New York and back. I'll put down a deposit.
Fine.
What?
Fine. I don't think he's going to do it.
I'm giving you options, and every time you squat on them.
I'm giving you options, and you always say no.
All right, I'll give you an option. I'm not going.
Dan Mason wants me to get you to go.
Then Dan Mason's going to need to pay for this. Or we'll just disagree. You didn't get that one, did you? That's it.
I did.
I'm sure.
What?
I'm sure Viacom has their own private plane.
Do we have our own jet?
No.
Do we have a jet?
No.
Don't let me find a picture of one and then you tell me no.
We don't have a jet.
Do we have a CBS jet?
No, we don't have. The CBS radio company does not have a jet.
What about CBS television?
As far as I know, CBS television does not have a jet.
You better not let me find a jet in the woodpile.
I don't believe they have a jet.
Why don't you do this? Why don't you call Dave Mason?
Dan Mason.
I don't care. And tell him, here's what they want to come up here. He may say, yeah, I got it. Put it on my card. Stop bothering me about it. He may do that. Why don't you give it a shot?
Or he might say, why can't you guys just fly up regular?
Then we'll look for other options. Again, I'm trying to give you some type of solution instead of just saying, screw you.
I don't know. I don't think these are viable options.
All right. Screw you.
And we want
What?
We want to stay at the Soho Tribeca Hotel.
Yeah, we're staying at the Soho.
So you're not.
What is that?
It's Robert De Niro's hotel. It's a really cool part of New York City.
Soho. And I want to see Cats. The musical. No loopholes here. Got it? Soho and Cats.
No, Cats is not open. The Soho's way too expensive.
How much is a Soho?
Oh, it'd be about $300-400 a night.
That's not that full blown.
No.
It's quite reasonable for such a luxurious place.
We'll stay at the Marriott Marquis.
For 7 rooms. Each room for everybody on the show, and then we want a gap between you and us. And I want you to buy that room so nobody gets in it. You're just an ass. Thank you. All right, try this again.
Oh, no.
What?
I found a story from a couple of years ago that is not going to help Gavin's case as far as frugal spending.
All right.
All I did was Google Viacom corporate jet, since he said we don't have a CBS radio one. This is from CNN Money in 2005.
Okay.
Les Moonves and Thomas Freston, the co-chief operating officers of media conglomerate Viacom, each saw their roughly $20 million in pay and bonus supplemented by tens of thousands of dollars for staying in their own homes. The company's proxy statement to the SEC disclosed that Moonves, who's based in Los Angeles but owns a home in New York, received an additional $105,000 in 2004 as reimbursement for staying in that home rather than a hotel when in New York on business.
Well, if it saves the company money.
He has a house there, though.
Well, he bought the house, and he knew he was going to be compensated by the company. In the long run, maybe it saves him cash.
Okay. Then Freston, who's based in New York but owns a home in Los Angeles.
Is there a jet anywhere in here?
There is somewhere. Let me just try and find it.
Kill him a bit. Almost there. And flatline. Go to the next
Both
story.
men saw their income get a lift from non-business use of company aircraft.
All right. We got a plane, Gavin.
That was back in 2005. I think times have changed, and we've had a stock split since then.
Gavin, that's only been 3 years.
I don't think we have I've never seen any of our executives fly in a private plane.
You either get me first class for the entire show to New York, or I'm going to turn those fishing guys back on you on the weekend that were bitching about one of your shows on KRLD.
Shut up. Do not do that.
I'll start it all over again.
We put the show back on. It's all good.
What's this about?
I found this by accident from the Texas Fishing Forum.
What the hell were you doing there?
Find this stuff.
He just told you.
Please call KRLD today. The program director is Gavin Spittle, gives out his phone number. Please air your protest that KRLD is carrying Bob Costas on Saturdays instead of Brian Hughes' Texas Fishing Show.
How in the hell would you find this?
I just called him, got his voicemail. Now it's an entire stream here of blogs.
Why'd you take off the fishing show?
Because I needed room to air Bob Costas.
How long ago did this happen?
It was a few weeks back.
Oh.
It's all resolved. Everyone's happy now.
So you caved into the Bass Club?
No, I found another place for Bob Costas.
Why didn't you leave Bob where he was until the Bass Club to go fish?
Because now I can make both parties happy.
Why did you care to make the fishing people happy?
Obviously, they have a following.
I don't think people get up in the morning to listen to fishing shows. They're fishing.
Yes.
No, they want to know information.
I've never understood that. I've never understood how TV shows.
This
fishing shows.
A radio show. The ones that I've heard before in the past. What time was this thing on?
5 to 6 a.m.
All right. Well, that's about the time they'll give you water temperatures, all the different variables around North Texas, holes, whatever it is that they can give you. They got.
Never understood it. Never ever. TV shows that stay on, radio shows that stay on about fishing. It's a lake. It's a bass. It was 20 years ago, and it will be in 10 years.
Here's another one. Good morning, Mr. Spittle. I sure do miss my Saturday morning Brian Hughes Texas Fishing Show. Sure do wish you'd bring it back. Gotta have the Saturday show. That's when I'm headed to the lake. I'm a member of several large fishing groups here in the Metroplex, including the Texas Fishing Forum. That's 30,000 strong. And we'll come get you.
Damn.
I will also let your advertisers that I do business with know my displeasure with your decision. Let them know That's the reason I no longer will do business with him.
He's a pissed off fisherman. Bass.
Not according to this one. His name, he signed it Fish Charmer in Carrollton.
Got a handle.
Oh, here's another one I missed. Just got off the phone with Mr. Spittle's office. Of course, all I got was his answering machine, but left him a very polite yet concerned message. Removal, Somebody follows that. Just call Russ Martin from 3 to 7 and tell him what you want on KRLD. They'll take care of it. I'll space that one.
That's probably when the fishing show got back on.
So you want the fishing guys back on you?
No, I don't want the fishing guys back on me. The fishing guys should be happy.
All right.
They got their show back, and they should call our advertisers and say thank you.
So you gave in to a bunch of people that called protest?
I didn't give in. I found...
They called, they wanted the show back on, you put it on.
I
got a spineless man gives up to a bunch of fishermen.
I'm a fisherman myself.
What do you fish for?
I fish for bass.
Trout.
I'm a big fisherman.
When was the last time you went fishing? We need a break. Yes. Give me my first class seats to New York or I'm not going. And I'm also going to turn the mackerel mafia back on here.
No, seriously, do not turn those people back on me.
Fine, you wake up one morning and there's a dead catfish head in your bed. All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Is that you, Dan?
Yep.
All right, what do you got?
All right, just a couple of quick things to tell you about. Interesting to say the least. In Dallas, 635 westbound at Midway, we have a vehicle on fire. Would you like me to do the thing?
Give it a shot.
Car fire! That's in the middle of already stop-and-go traffic. Again, that's 635 westbound at Midway. And the most interesting thing going on right now...
And that's an explosion.
Ow. In Hearst, Pipeline Road at Precinct Line, there is a police incident. That would actually be, reports say, a possible armed standoff. Police are on the scene. That's at a bakery at Pipeline Road and Precinct Line Road, once again in Hearst. I'm Dan O'Malley. There's a look at traffic on the Russ Martin Show.
You got a carpet fire. 77 for the low tonight, almost 100 pretty much all the way through the weekend. We're at 96 now at Live 105.3.
Alfie, who's that on the hotline?
Mark Davis from WBAP.
All right. Good afternoon, Mark.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. What are you doing?
Actually getting ready to get in the car and go eat or something.
Oh. How dare you call me a racist?
Now, just stop that right there.
I shan't.
Oh, you've got to be kidding.
You said on the air, it was either on the podcast or it was actually on the air, that my show is 10 times worse than Don Imus as far as racial comments.
This cries out for context. Set the clock at 60 seconds. Let's see if I can get it in under a minute. As you well know, I happen to think that shows like yours, mine, some others, that deal with race with some seriousness, but sometimes with a sense of humor, but always with a coating of goodwill, no matter how sarcastic things sometimes get, actually helps race relations develop.
Well, here's where that falls apart.
I didn't get my 60 seconds.
I didn't promise you dick.
All right.
Here's the problem is in the clip that I have from you, you don't say my show, along with the ticket and my buddy Russ Martin, you pointed to other people, then said 10 times worse than anything Imus has done. You took no ownership of that. In fact, you used it as a couple of smoking things.
I love when you know what I mean and pretend that you don't.
I don't have to. I got the clip. And any time that I pretended in the past, I ain't pretending. I really don't get it.
For those who are having a tough time grasping this.
Oh, that's all right. I'll play the clip. You just sit there and have one of your jowls.
Go ahead.
Right here in the Metroplex, please, can we come together here? Because I know we have shared listenership. 10 times worse than this stuff happens on the ticket and on my buddy Russ Martin all the time. And there's just it's the understood Teflon that everybody's just joking around.
I don't believe I heard the Mark Davis show in that statement.
Right, because they're listening to me already. I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt of knowing that I am capable of.
No, that's like standing up in court and pointing at the defendant.
No, not exactly. So anyway, for anybody who's a little slow on the uptake, the Imus moment of, what color was Pac-Man?
So you're going to call my audience slow? I'm a racist and I got slow listeners. That way nobody catches it.
No, just for the benefit of anyone who needs context, and that's perfectly all right. That it's just odd. I mean, if you're driving around, imagine that exact same moment on your show. You're going through a story that about Pac-Man's reinstatement. Of course, it'd be stupid because we obviously all know what race Pac-Man is, and blah blah blah. But let's say it was somebody else, and you made some similar observation. Nobody would have given it a second thought because everybody knows there's not a racist bone in your body.
Oh, that's all my skeleton's made of. And here's the other thing: is anytime I throw out something that's racist, I leave it open-ended. That way, I have an escape. So my defense is always going to be, if you took that as racially charged, that's your own. That's a projection of your own racist attitude. Here's what No, it ain't never true, but that's my defense.
No, they're the ones with the problem. Anybody that perceives actual racism coming off of you or ever coming off of me or anybody else, I'm not aware of an actual racist host anywhere in our industry, an actual guy that doesn't like black people. How could you last in the industry if that was actually true? So what you have is occasional racial comments, occasional racial humor, occasional race-based issues that get a little hot sometimes, and everybody's always in a witch hunt to have somebody's head because we treat issues of race like we're all 12 years old.
I will not have you distract me. You said my show was 10 times the racist show that Imus's is.
I said no such thing, and you know
You either apologize to me or I'm going to torch you.
I stand by my compliment of you because that's exactly what it was.
That was the only thing complimentary in your mind was my buddy Russ Martin hates coloreds.
But he's still my buddy.
See, this has in fact become an example of exactly what I was talking about.
I have said nothing racist. Now I'm making a parody of you.
Of course, I know you don't say anything racist. I know that.
Oh.
Okay, maybe every once in a while. Oh, man.
We'll ditch this for the time being, and I'll consider torching you later.
Thank you very much.
You really bought Imus's explanation.
I don't know if I did, but it doesn't matter. There are just two quick things to conclude about this. How dumb can the man be? Surely after all of this, he should know he should never ask the question, what color is anybody? That should just be wrapped around his brainstem. That said, I don't actually care, and nobody else should either, if there are actual racist things said on the radio by white guys, by black guys, by Hispanic guys. Say racist things if that's in your heart, and be judged by them. Take heat from callers, take heat from sponsors, but not from idiots like Al Sharpton.
So far, Sharpton has been unpredictably quiet about all of this.
Uncharacteristically.
Yeah, they've been more packed. How dare you correct me?
Just try to help out my buddy.
That's still something we wouldn't have predicted, that he would be passive as far as this goes.
I think he probably perceives that the last time he went after him on the Rutgers basketball team thing, that it may have been a net negative, because it resulted in people, especially when Imus was stupid enough to go kiss Sharpton's ring on Sharpton's little cobbled-together talk show. People said, how absurd is it that a race-baiting liar like Al Sharpton from the Tawana Brawley era, that he is the touchstone for penance in this industry? So maybe he realized there's more negatives than positives in making a stink about it.
Well, especially if you go back and look at the way that it played out for Imus. Gets $20 million from CBS to sit on his dried up Ron Popeil smoked ass until he gets another job, again for millions of dollars a year. So really,
exactly right.
If I were Sharpton, I would have thought, okay, maybe we'll just see how bad this is before I really want to jump in again and get Imus another $20 million.
Exactly right. It's not exactly having the desired effect.
So which parts of my show do you consider racist?
Not a molecule of it. And that's the whole point, is it's not. It's humor. Sarcasm.
I don't believe I heard that, your statement.
We're just having a little fun here. We're just having a little fun. And most people get it. And for those that don't,
you're going to say something
10 times worse.
Yeah. All right. We'll let this go for now.
Fine. Thank you very much. I think I've made myself clear.
Fine.
Love you.
No. That was as poor of a explanation that Imus gave for his comment.
Well, he has no explanation. You've got the words. 10 times worse is the words.
Well, here's what I meant.
Yes.
People,
I mean, it's like mine too.
Even though I've never said mine, what I did was I jumped up and I pointed at a couple other places so people wouldn't think mine was.
Everybody knew I was talking about meals.
He doesn't even say my show, the Ticket, Russ Martin Show, 10 times worse than anything. No, it's got to be these people.
Right here in the Metroplex, please, can we come together here? Because I know we have shared listenership.
We'll together. Let me point out to race-bashing shows so we can come together and go get them.
10 times worse than this stuff happens on the Ticket and on my buddy Russ Martin all the time. And
how dare you?
How can he dodge that statement? That's clear.
Well, he vaguely qualifies it at the end. Uncharacteristically. You didactic ween.
And there's just the understood.
Correct me in the middle of my show. Uncharacteristically. Unpredictably fits as well.
Yes, it does.
And it comes off a lot cleaner on FM.
There's just it's the understood Teflon that everybody's just joking around.
All right. So how he went on to qualify it was things are said much worse than what Imus said, but people get it.
People get the joke. Well, clearly they do. You've never been protested. Ever.
We got protested by the Crepe Myrtle people.
I'm sorry. I mean by somebody real.
Yeah, no protests, no penalties, no fines, no complaints with the
Not
FCC.
A single complaint ever. Everybody.
What I got to do?
I think you've done it. No one's going to protest no matter what you do and what you say, because everybody gets it. Because you pick on us, you pick on white people.
All right, well, how is it with Imus then? Obviously, has a broader audience. It's been on a lot longer than I have. Why is it his audience wouldn't get it?
Because I don't think
unless he's just the lightning rod now, and regardless of what he says, somebody's going to go after him.
That's part of it too. I think they're wanting for him to fail again. Look at us. We all lit up like some light bulb somewhere.
I don't want him to fail. I just wanted him to get his ass.
I know.
But leave him on the air.
Leave him on the air, but we all kind of went, whoop, he did it again. Stupid old man.
Well, and I think
his jowls.
Yours is done with humor.
Well, that's what Imus was trying to do. But I hate defending him because I don't know him and I really can't stand him. I like his set on the RFD channel.
The barn.
But the rest of the things, I have no interest.
It's like Sarah Silverman said after the Michael Richards deal at the Comedy Club when he went off on the N-word rant. Said if you're going to deal with any type of race, said you better be funny, because if not, it comes off really bad. You're funny and you do it with good humor. Imus isn't funny. He was trying to be cute, but it doesn't work for him.
Well, there's got to be something that carries the listeners over on the Imus show, other than just
Man, talking like this, because after about 6-7 seconds of this, I can't listen to it myself. My headphones are listening to the Dave Matthews Band.
On his audience, as far as his audience go, well, I think they're a lot older, and they just get him, and they've grown up with him. So you age with somebody, you sort of forgive their little idiosyncrasies that grow over time.
Like the uncle with the issues.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
All right. He'd come over during Thanksgiving, make fun of the colors. You go, well, it's all right. Just give him the white meat and send him home. What, Trey?
Well, his show, I mean, it's political. It's kind of dry, political. Lots of guests.
I'm done with Imus.
Gotcha.
Let's see. What is it?
Line 3.
That Mark Davis again?
No. It's a different Mark.
I don't know. He could be still trying to smooch my spink.
Sneak in.
Your show. It wasn't even a good spin. Well, I said all of our shows. No, the hell you didn't.
Well, you didn't include yourself in that one then, buddy. Well, I figured they were listening, so they knew my show.
Well, I said if it's my buddy Russ Martin, then they didn't know that I'm as big of a racist as he is. Yeah, Mark.
Hey, what's going on, boss man? Hey, I just wanted to say that this being your show and Imus' show and how people get your show is that your humor is consistent every day. You're funny. I mean, anybody, we take you seriously, but not enough to be offended by you. Whereas Imus' show, especially when it was on MSNBC, he's got politicians on. That's not his thing. His thing is not racial humor. I
get what you're saying. Especially if you're going to be on MSNBC, a news network, really satire isn't something that should come along with a talk show. Because this show is a cluster F every day. There's really nothing you could take away from this and consider it valuable.
Right, you can't have Joe Biden on there talking about major issues and then the next day say nappy-headed hoes. It just doesn't work. I'm sure there's, white guys 39 to 62 who like that. He's great, but to the masses who like your show, your appeal's different because, again, you're funny all the time. The satire works. So anyway, to me, that's the difference as a black man, why I get you like your show versus him.
Well, you're very kind. Thank you, sir. All right.
Thanks a lot.
That's Mark, our colored listener.
And
God almighty.
What?
You make fun of everybody. That's the other. I mean, Hispanics, chickens. I mean, you should do the El Precio está bueno.
What about Hispanics and chickens?
You've made jokes and references about that. Elsa, Queen of the Chickens.
Hang on, blank on that one. Hello?
Yeah.
Tell us to what you refer.
You once sang in a song, Elsa, Queen of the Chickens.
So? There could be women that are Queen of the Chickens?
Sure.
How do you make that racist?
I didn't say it's racist. I said you're making fun.
Did he go?
No.
We don't think you're out yet. Scrape a little longer. All right, I got it. Thank you. How long before we need a break?
3.
Okay. Didn't Mark Davis get a new house?
Yes, he just moved.
Aren't we due for another spree?
Well, it's been a while. Boy, those were fun, too.
Do you know anything about his new house? Gated?
I do not.
Okay.
If it's gated, we can get in.
All right. You want to shoot for this weekend?
Show.
All right.
Where's the new house? I didn't even know he moved.
I think it may be about the same distance from me, just in a different direction.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. Do we still have the toilet paper launcher?
No.
All right. Well, I'll get one. I get some toilet paper. And I'll get the cheap crap again.
Can we do water balloons again? I enjoyed that last time.
Well, if he chases us out of his yard.
Kevin did. Dan nailed him.
That was just that was the epitome of being a dick. We just just water bombed Gavin's house. Right. Gavin comes out. We take off, jump in the back of JD's truck. Dan's in the back of the truck. Still got water balloons left. Pegs Gavin right in the middle of the road. Nothing giggles about it.
Well, it's funny.
He just terrorized the guy's house, and then
busting him in the puss with a water balloon.
And enjoyed it. Not like, oh my God, Gavin, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, that was a hell of a shot. I would love to feel, I partly feel bad, but even Gavin would tell you that was rather impressive.
Okay.
It was a 1 in a million.
I forgot. How long before we need a break?
About 2.
All right.
That and you, Russ, handed me the balloon and told me to do it anyway.
My arm was tired. 6:18, Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. News is brought to us by Discount Tire in Waxahachie, where I will be tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's a Discount Tire in Waxahachie, 1230 West Highway 287. It's their grand opening.
Hold a second. The Discount Tire reminds me. Gavin.
Yes.
Daryl said you came by the shop today.
Yeah, I came by the shop.
What do you want?
I wanted a front end alignment.
Yeah.
That's good.
How long did it take?
Oh, well, didn't really happen.
Why not?
Because before I got any work done, before I could even pull it in the stall, Daryl wanted the money up front.
Well, you do have a reputation with that shop.
I'm paid in full.
Now.
How long did it take me to get paid for the Jack FM van?
That's pointless.
I told Daryl, anybody from the station, I want the cash up front or you're not doing the work. Because everybody around here has a story. We don't get paid until a certain time. I got to turn in paperwork. It takes a while for to go through billing. It's got to go to New York to be approved. I went, if they don't give you the cash up front, tell them to get out.
But that's ridiculous before the work's even done.
Especially for this station.
My God. This is not the station. This is me.
Gavin, this puts you in a better situation. Because had you had the work done and you didn't have the cash on you, then you wouldn't have a car.
I had my checkbook on me. I had cash.
Well, then why didn't you go ahead and pay him first?
Because I'm not going to pay someone first. Do the work.
So I'm supposed to trust you, but you can't trust me.
So I'm supposed
That's
to
not going to be a relationship that's going to carry down the road.
I'm supposed to go in a restaurant and say, okay, all right, so I'm going to estimate. Let me just give you the money up front. In fact, let me just tip you a bunch first.
Restaurants haven't had to deal with you and CBS on getting paid.
You dealt with CBS. You were paid. This is totally different.
It took 3 weeks.
Personal.
It took 3 weeks. I had to slap a mechanic's lien on the Jack FM van. Damn, I love saying that.
I know. A lot of power.
That's CBS. This is Gavin. Totally different.
I still told him, and you can blame me if you want. Daryl was of no part of this. I just gave him an edict, and he follows it.
Oh, I know it was from you.
There are certain people that we just don't do work from before we have the cash. You're one of them.
5 years you've known me.
Uh-huh.
My money's good.
All right. Then why didn't you pay him ahead of time?
Because I'm not going to pay someone ahead of time.
Because you know he'd probably run the check, and then when it bounces back up to the cashier, we're going to know it's no good.
It's not going to do that, Russ.
Then you should have paid him.
No, I
didn't drive crooked.
My God, if you walked in, if you did something, if you did any kind of business, you're not going to pay someone up front.
That's not true. There's gas stations all the time, prepay at the pump if they don't trust who's at the pump.
That's gas, JD.
That's
totally different.
It's service. It's fuel.
Still a commodity, whether it's labor or a product.
If they don't trust who's at the pump, you prepay.
And if the person balks at paying up front, obviously there's something to be concerned about. And Daryl said you didn't want to pay up front, so you ain't got no front end alignment. So just drive your crooked fag car.
It's not a crooked fag car.
It ain't straight.
I thought I built a business.
In any way.
It's just ridiculous. It's embarrassing.
Why is it embarrassing?
Because
you're writing the check for the $59.99, get your car aligned, and then you're done.
All he had to do was
take your check, go line your front end. State of the art. Takes 20 minutes. It's the newest one in North Texas.
I'm not, because if I pay up front and then something happens.
If something happens, there's still civil actions that you can take. It's still a shop. It's still governed by local and state authorities. We can't just take your cash and not align your front end. I've tried.
Everyone I do business with is satisfied. Everyone.
All right. I can't be satisfied until you and I do business.
You've been doing business with me for 5 years.
Not for the auto shop.
His most recent experience wasn't very good.
Yeah, I got to ask you guys over and over. You going to come get the Jack FM van? We've already done all the work on it. Could have screwed you royally with a nice crown. All it was a dead battery. I could have told you that from drive shaft to transmission to the cams, anything else that I could come up with. I didn't even charge you retail on the battery. Paid at cost for towing. And I couldn't get my money. So you want your front end line, you either give me $59.99 or you drive a crooked mile. That's fine.
You accept credit cards?
Not from you.
Well, that's ridiculous. This is Visa.
We don't take Visa. We take Amex.
Fine, I'll give you my Amex card.
I thought you didn't take Amex. You took Visa.
Shut up.
That was right.
What do you have?
I got Amex, I got Visa, I got MasterCard.
What about cash?
Man, I got cash. Do you accept that?
We take Discovery.
So if I show Daryl the cash...
Do you have Discovery?
No, I don't.
What about Diners Club?
No, I don't have Diners Club. I need a vacation.
Of course. You've been back 2 days.
Oh, Jesus. God!
I'll tell you this, and we'll break. Kevin mentioned a couple of days ago, he'll tell you next week our vacations sync up. Well, what the freaking odds we're with you?
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show.
Certainly.
You're such a piece of work.
Why?
He's screaming at Chloe before you turn the mic on.
I look up, the new sounder isn't loaded into the computer. He's looking down, scribbling on something, and I scream at him. I went, use! Nothing.
No, he couldn't.
Use! Still nothing. I said news! God! What's not to get?
All right, what he got that. But then you open the
Chloe doesn't do well with reading lips. Chloe doesn't do well with gesticulations. Chloe has no peripheral vision.
Well,
so as a result, I got to go with the only sense he's got left is his uras.
You did a good job. Speaking of him and reading lips, though, somebody also sent an email because we talked about this last Friday. Last Friday you said, Russ, you were going to play the mouth reading game with Chloe. I can't wait to hear how that comes out. Have you done it yet?
I don't think that would be...
I think you do it every day.
I think it lost the magic after last week if you didn't do it right after he did the egg woman bit. Because we were all giddy, and I guess the audience went along with it. Just to bring it back up now, that's dead.
Just out of context.
I think that's what I just took the last 12 seconds saying.
You kind of, well... I was reiterating.
I don't need reiteration. I have that covered. That's why I said it the first time.
Okay. But the game happens every day when you go, get me a soda, and he comes back with a bowl of cereal.
Okay. See what I could ask for. Think what's in the fridge. All right. We'll give it a shot.
Okay.
Ready, Chloe?
Yeah.
Go good.
Say it again?
I don't think we have that in the fridge.
Well, maybe it's on the bar.
God, say what you think he said.
What did you say? What does he think you said?
I don't know. I'm waiting to see when he brings me back.
But I don't have that in the thing.
Are we out?
We've never had any.
Yes, we have.
No, we haven't.
I'll say it again. Trey, can you tell him?
Oh, I know exactly what you said.
Here it is. Ready? Calm down.
Okay.
Open your eyes. Got it? Go grab something. We'll see what you come back with.
Can't imagine what he thinks you've said.
Tell him bring me Brazilian nuts.
Okay.
It's the closest thing I can think of, seriously.
Perfect.
What'd you get?
Brunswick fish sticks. In Louisiana hot sauce. We don't have any Brazilian nuts?
Oh. I thought you said you were saying something else.
How do you get sardines out of Brazilian nuts?
I was thinking you said something soap.
No.
Seriously.
And that I gave you the alternative phrasing for Brazilian toast. Or Brazilian nuts. I believe that's what threw him off.
Possibly.
All right, perhaps we'll play this game again later.
All right.
That's what I thought you said.
Why didn't you bring me a few? Right here. Dan.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Stay with what you got.
Right here, buddy.
Stop looking around the room. I have to put up cue rules. All right, 6:38. Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. Once again, still brought to us by Discount Tire in Waxahachie, where I will be tomorrow morning, 8 to 10 a.m. off of Highway 287. It's a grand opening and giving away a set of tires. Wednesday, June 25th, 2008, birthdays today. Linda Cardellini turns 33. You might remember her as Velma in the Scooby-Doo movie, or also
the Italian Wonder Woman.
Huh?
Nothing. Trey got it.
Okay. Sometimes it's best if I don't get them, I think.
I get it.
Well, of course, everybody got it but me.
Well, some people laughed. Some people don't laugh.
I didn't get it.
Well, those are the people who don't laugh.
I see.
Go ahead.
Also, George Michael turns 45 today. Jimmy Walker from Good Times is 61. Carly Simon turned 63. And on the...
What?
Where do you come up with
Well, that's what it sounded like. What was her name again?
Linda Cardellini.
Yeah. Dago Wonder Woman.
Okay. Still over my head, I'm sorry.
Who played Wonder Woman?
Linda. Oh, I got it now. Took me a while.
Well, it took you a while because somebody helped you through it. You don't get credit for that.
It would have taken me longer than that if you hadn't helped.
It took you never.
It's longer, I told you.
Also on this day in history, back in 18...
Trey?
Yes, please.
There.
We're going to slap an IV on that bottle. On this day in history, back in 1876, General George Custer and 265 men of the 7th U.S. Cavalry were slaughtered by the Sioux in Cheyenne.
Man, I told him not to go.
No.
You're freaking outnumbered.
No.
I thought Sioux's look at you.
And the Cheyenne Indians at the Battle of Little Bighorn in Montana. It was the Sioux and the Cheyenne. You were still correct.
Oh, all right.
Dip. He rides out saying, "Oh, we got this."
You have no clue how many Indians were going to come back at you.
Yeah, we got it. No problem.
Man, I told him. I said, if you're listening this morning. Was it General Custer?
Yeah.
General Custer, man, I'm telling you, now's not the time to go. Them Indians are a warpath. They'll eat you, and then they're going to sell your hair as hats.
Imus was syndicated in the Dakotas back then.
Yeah, he's been around.
I didn't know he'd reached that far yet.
As well as Montana.
Yeah. I've been everywhere, man. I remember the first time Jesus called me on his way to work.
No. Hard. In Montgomery, Ohio.
Dan, would you like a drink to make it through this?
Yeah, I'm going to need that. Thank you, nice lady.
All right. John?
No, thank you.
All right, fine. Don't get the rest of the jokes.
I feel like Brokaw. In Montgomery, Ohio, it was the kind of error a sport utility vehicle owner would only dream about. On Tuesday night, a gas station that was supposed to be selling gas for $4.10 a gallon had a few numbers mixed up. The pumps were set at $1.40 a gallon for regular unleaded. Quickly, Kenwood Road backed up as drivers lined up to get to the pumps before someone was able to actually correct the mistake. Traffic problems compounded as cars started blocking the ramps from Interstate 71.
Well, first of all, I could tell you this from the 3 weeks that I stayed in my business law class is just because you got a sign out doesn't mean that's a contract to do business. That's an offer to negotiate.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Isn't that pretty close, Trey? So just because you got a sign up, and unless it was purposely misleading, if it was a mistake, you're not bound to actually have to sell them gas for $1.40 a gallon.
Why this guy didn't just turn off the pumps? You've got an emergency shut-off, just go pump and it's over.
Well, it said $1.40 where? On the sign or on the pump?
On the sign, I believe.
All right, so the pumps are still probably pumping at $3-4 a gallon.
No, I think it's...
the pumps were set at $1.40, but I believe that the sign also had it as well.
Oh, well, then you're
digital.
All right, well, then you're screwed.
So if it says that on the sign, you've got to sell it for that?
If it's on the pump,
That's it.
The pump.
Gotcha.
Not on the sign out on the street.
Okay.
If the state-regulated pump says $1.40, yeah, you can't come out right mid-tank and start changing it.
But I've got the right to at least shut it down, not get people lined up all the way down the highway.
Yeah, you can do that as well. But how would it show up on the street and the pump at the same time?
It must not have. I must have misconstrued that.
I tell you what, start the story over.
Tuesday night, the gas station was supposed to be selling gas for $4.10 a gallon and had a few numbers mixed up. The pumps were set at $1.40 a gallon for regular unleaded. The traffic problems compounded as cars started blocking the ramps from Interstate 71. That's where all
right, what I'm going to gather from this, even though it's... Where'd you get this?
This is from an Ohio TV station.
All right, so obviously it's written poorly. The signs out in the front of the building said $1.40. The pumps are still going to be set at $4.10 because that's state regulated. They have people come out and inspect those, and some goober doesn't just walk out there with a key and start twisting things.
But then why do people line up? That makes no
sense. Because the sign out front on the street said $1.40, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then they get up and they see on the pump, well, it's $4.10. That's about as clear as I can make this. You think that's right?
The only thing I'm questioning is...
Move on to the next story.
Fair enough.
How does this one end?
They shut everything down, and not everyone got the gas they wanted.
All right. Anybody die?
No.
Tough break.
No. In 2001, plastic surgeons in the U.S. performed 3.2 million cosmetic surgeries, but by last year, that number has skyrocketed to 11.7 million. Overall, Americans spent about $13 billion on cosmetic procedures last year. And so you might be wondering, what were the most common cosmetic procedures?
I'll be having my lipo next week.
You're not.
Yes, I am.
That would be the
13%.
That would be the number one.
How much was it?
For men, at 57, just under 58,000 men had liposuction last year.
Is there a percentage there?
Not on that, no.
Okay, go ahead.
But women, that was number 2 at just under 400,000.
Why would you have liposuction?
I'm getting this stuff up here sucked out. I'm going to get this back fat and this little hangy stuff off the end of my ass, right here between my balls and my hole, and up here on my teats.
Who's going to do it?
I found the doctor.
A license?
He gets to work.
I don't think he meant driver's license.
He's an asshat.
Licensed by the state and federal authorities to practice plastic surgery.
You don't have to be licensed by the feds to perform plastic surgery.
True. All right. State you do, don't you?
If you're an MD, you can do plastic surgery.
Okay, is this someone who
You
specializes?
don't even have to be board certified in plastic surgery if I've read up on it correctly.
You're right.
Is it someone who specializes in cosmetic surgery?
They've watched some shows. Why? What do you care?
I don't want to see you get harmed.
I feel very comfortable with this.
You're not really doing this,
Yeah.
are you?
Who did you find?
Right here in the front.
You don't need it there.
Right here, first here.
Okay.
Underneath my belly. Right here, the little
button.
poke.
Okay.
Okay. Back here on the bottom side of my ass,
you don't
where it gets a
need
little flappy. Right here on my back. Then right here between my a-hole and my ball sack, right there.
Why would you have that done?
I'm getting that lifted.
Oh.
I got the saggy taint. I'm getting a taint lift.
I've never heard of a taint lift.
Well,
nobody else sees it.
It's
anyway.
groundbreaking, JD.
I don't know. But then obviously they're going to have to. I see it.
When are you looking at your taint?
Just the fact that something's saggy, hanging between my legs, short of my balls, I don't care for it.
Okay.
Do you feel it?
Yeah. Sometimes when you run.
Okay. What day are we having this done?
Monday.
Get a saggy taint. That's your new name.
My new name better not be Sag Taint.
Fine. Well,
that sounds like some Indian name.
Man, I was meeting with a chief running bull, and he said, "Hey, here's my wife's squash sag tank."
There's no way that could be a promo for Best Of because nobody's going to get it. I don't get it. Don't write it down.
It's written down. And it's in pen. Everyone will know you as Saggy Tank this time tomorrow.
What is it, Trey? You know, I really don't have to share all my flaws and inadequacies with anybody.
You're right,
So
you
I don't
don't.
really need to have it pushed back in my face. It's the fact that my taint over the period of 46 years has just gotten a little untaught.
Just call you. It's okay. You needed a nickname anyway.
I didn't. Yeah.
You didn't think what?
I didn't think you could ever shake Cow Patty Daddy, but you have.
You're a puss hole.
Does it whistle?
It does with a hair comb and tissue. Learned that from Jerry Haynes. Do we need a break?
Yes. Can we stay here just a few more seconds?
Why?
We'll be back to the Saggy Tank show.
The Saggy Tank.
You want to see it? Before I had decided to have it lifted, I got it pierced. It's got a little bolo tie on it.
Oh, my God.
No takers?
No.
All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Enter at your own risk. The Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Do what?
So I see new comments on your MySpace.
I'm going to get a pair of thigh scripts and pull your taint down to your ankles.
Hey, I'm not the one that gave you the ST.
I got it just by aging. And it's probably really not that bad. I'm just vain. Most people live with a taint that flops.
Never heard of a foot saggy taint.
I'm sure yours is probably on its way out.
No, mine's doing great. Mine's taut as a drum.
Why would that be the only thing taut on you and everything else is flat?
I guess possibly the flab is...
What do you think? It's some type of genetic thing? Tight taints run in your family?
Oh, they do. Never did ask my dad.
What about your mom? How was hers?
All right. My mother's dead. Don't even.
Oh, well, so is your dad.
Well,
and you're making fun of my taint. Don't go in that direction if you don't want to dance around it.
Does a saggy taint make you angry? My goodness.
No.
Well, it seems to. I hope I never get the saggy taint.
Dan. Trey. Drop his pants.
No. Leave me alone.
I'm not going to sit here and have you cop an attitude or come off as being pious because you're going to tell me that your taint is taut. Pull his pants down.
No.
Pull his pants down until his taint's hanging.
You leave me alone.
You either tell me now about your taint or you...
It's saggy. It's saggy. It's saggy. Get away.
How saggy is it?
Down on my knees. Would you like me to play some song on it? If I pull it, I go boom, 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 boom.
Like what song?
I can play like...
What about the beginning of...
Old South Spiritual.
Something from Men at Work.
I could do that.
All right. Do the Land Down Under. That's stupid.
I know.
Pull his pants down.
No, leave me alone. God.
How can you be 51 and sit there and carry on this conversation?
How can I be 51 and you can stop right there and carry on this conversation?
You're the one bragging about your taint.
You brought it up.
I said mine was saggy. I was going to have it lifted. All of a sudden, everybody else in the room is on some kind of taint kick. Close over there in the corner. You're going to get a bunch of taint comments on MySpace. Oh, well, because you're only 33 or 34, I guess your taint ain't gone bad. Well, how about if I hit it with a couple of channel locks?
Ow. I bet the acai helps with that.
With what?
Your saggy.
I want to see that in front.
One hell of a testimonial.
Well, I'll stand up next to the door and make little markings, and while I take it, we'll see if they change. Why did Trey fall? Maybe a taint got him. Did your taint cramp up on you? It helps me to walk on it. You have to drag your ass across the carpet. What?
How did you guys had to drink? Oh, my God.
I don't think that would have changed anything. Did you want to see it before I had the surgery?
Yeah, I'd like to if you're inclined to show it to me.
You realize you're going to have to look at my a-hole in my sack.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
All right.
I'm good. Go ahead. Damn it! Oh, Jesus.
Was it that bad?
Yeah, it's saggy. No, it's not. It's not saggy at all.
Are you sure?
Yes, I saw it. It's not saggy.
This part right here?
Right. Quit showing it to me. I've seen it.
Right here.
Right there, yes.
Hang on.
God, quit showing it to me.
Stop it! You're making me nervous.
You're not the one having looking at an old man's taint.
Well, also, I'm clenching up back there, so you're not getting the full value of it. Now just shut up.
Okay.
Right there.
I see it.
See how it moved back and forth?
That's just skin. Skin moves.
Hang on, watch this.
Let's see.
Wait.
Yeah.
Topo.
Never seen a butt crack talk to me before. That was very nice.
You don't think I need surgery for that?
I don't think that's saggy enough to need surgery, no.
You've seen so many that you have that expert opinion.
I can tell.
He knows what saggy flesh looks like.
No, it's true.
Did you want to see it?
No.
Well, then don't criticize me for trying to better myself.
But no one else sees your saggy taint either.
Other people might, and if I decide to go into acting and I do nude scenes, sooner or later that's going to come up.
We just have one more question for you, Mr. Manning, before you... Okay, yeah, that ST. By chance. That's code.
Well, it depends. Why?
Okay, well, because in this particular scene, we're going to have a camera angle where we can see your taint.
Now, I had it lifted.
Ooh.
But that was several years ago.
That does make a difference, though, here in Hollywood. Well, you may have to see it.
What if I...
Yes, okay, we'll get
So you're okay with a taint tuck?
Yes, we can shoot around that.
What is line 2?
Oh, God.
What's wrong with you?
I'm just laughing at the saggy taint.
Not
yours.
At this point, it's favorable to go ahead and laugh at other people's maladies. Handicap people.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure I could probably get something with the Americans with Disabilities Act for my taint. It'll be the little wheel guy chair thing.
Yeah.
With this little flap thing hanging between the tires. That could hang on my windshield.
I understand. You get good parking.
What is it, saggy? What is it?
He says that he's never done anything that we've ever done on air before, but the second you mentioned your taint, he had to check his own.
Oh. Yes, Ray, how is it?
Well, you know what? I mean, I'm very embarrassed. I was tempted to buy a vitamin water bottle last week, and I didn't do it, but 15 seconds after I heard about the saggy taint, I stood up, I dropped my pants, I had to check. And now you got me concerned. I really don't know what to do at this point.
How old are you?
I'm 38 years old.
It's already gone bad?
I've never seen any other than my own. I don't know what one looks like when it's good.
Well, go online, and you can go actually compare.
Okay, I appreciate it.
I couldn't actually find human ones, so I had to use something from some agricultural site.
Well, that tape. Oh, my God.
You're right. We started drinking too early.
It's been funny.
How did you first notice it?
Dan.
What?
The saggy taint.
I'm not getting my taint lifted. That was just part of the bit. I'm going to get the bottom side of my ass lifted.
There's no point.
And then right here in front of my belly.
You don't need that.
The little back fat, and then maybe a little suck around my teeth.
You don't need that either.
Yeah.
Your chest developed well when you start working out.
I still got kind of did anybody see The Last Rocky?
No, I didn't.
Rocky Balboa?
I saw clips. I didn't see the movie, but
I don't know when I saw it. Even though Stallone is ripped, he still kind of got that line across his chest. It's kind of like an old man teat.
Oh, my God.
Even though he was more ripped in Rocky Balboa than he was in the original Rocky.
Really?
Oh, he was every Rocky movie he's done, he's been in better and better shape. It's like if you go back and even look at him in Rocky 4, where he takes on Drago, versus Rocky 3, it's insane how ripped he is, and it's night and day if you go back and see him in Rocky 1.
Didn't he get busted for steroids? In
Australia.
Yeah, he was traveling and he had roids. But I looked at the reviews. A lot of times when I'm watching movies, I'll pull up on the laptop, just look at background information. This is Rocky Balboa. Okay. And really the reviews weren't glowing because you had a lot of people that said, well, it's just, if you can get past the fact it's too unbelievable, you probably would enjoy the movie. But if you look at it, the guy that he's boxing, if Stallone really went after him in real life, probably would have knocked him out in a couple of seconds.
Really?
Because the guy that they got to play the other boxer, I think, really was a boxer. But you compare the two, and Stallone was just more massive.
Really?
And again, you get to the fight scene, and it's just like all the other Rockies, and you still get into it.
I'll rent it for the plane.
Well, you don't have to because he loses at the end.
Well, damn you! Well, you're an ass.
Ready to go, Dan?
Sure.
You haven't seen it either?
I need an airplane movie.
In all fairness, you had given away the ending back when it first came out. Anyway.
It's still a good movie. I bought it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I may do that.
And you feel cheesy because you get back into it because it's the same formula from the original Rocky. But he goes, he goes through the training, and it's actually funny the way they start the training because they said, all right, first of all, you're old. So we can't do all the normal training. You can't do sparring because you got arthritis. You're not really going to be able to do a lot of weight. They went through all of his maladies. So really the only way we can win this is through blunt force trauma. We're going to knock that bitch out. That starts it, and he goes into the training. That's when you get wrapped up into it.
Same formula, he gets down and he comes back, but he loses at the end of this one.
It's a split decision, but that's all he wanted. He just wanted to box somebody, and he got the current heavyweight champion.
To go back. I'll still rent it for the airplane.
Oh.
Ass.
You ready, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything we didn't get to?
Well, let's see here. What you got, Dan?
Anybody want a Polaroid of my tank?
No.
All right. It's a glamour shot.
Why
that might be nice.
Is your fist underneath it?
My finger's right.
Soft focus.
For the boa. Nothing else?
He had a story out.
All right, let's go. Just settle it.
Read that. For more information on the Russ Martin Show, including pictures, video, tank pictures, and more, go to russmartin.com. Answer any question you hear from me about the show, go to russmartin.info. Emailing the show only during the show is studio@russmartin.com. Other websites are johndavidryan.com, danomalley.com, djclove.net, treytronholm.com, Chuck Wheaton, who's normally on the piano.com, and the official site for Live 105.3 is live1053.com.
What is it, Trey?
I think it was the boa that got him.
Yeah.
On my tank?
Yeah, I believe so.
You should really live inside my head.
All right, see you guys tomorrow.
You can now listen to The Russ Martin Show anytime you want on the web at russmartin.info.
Oh,
I'm going to throw out this disclaimer before anything else is said. Okay. Ain't nobody going to get this but us. Because as soon as the music started and we shut the mics off, that's when it started. Well, we start the website. Taint Buzz. Our own magazine, Taint Hunt. We're actually in the blinds now.
Well, what kind of blind?
Taint?
The taint blind?
I don't know. I don't know where you were going. Venetian blinds? The Venetians have taint?
Shh, we're hunting taint.
Very quiet.
6th Street Taint.
Taint's apartment.
Sleeping.
Blacks without taints?
All right.
The Russ Martin Show rocks the Metroplex.